Hey, welcome everybody to another wonderful Saturday afternoon with a great maker live stream chat. I don't know, whatever I call this thing that I do every Saturday. Anyway, welcome makers. Yeah, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitch. And as you probably seen my video I put out yesterday, I got the pit droid done right there. And I got another model I was working on right there. Got that done. So we have one person in the back room, up to 10 people at a time can drop in on camera. I've shared a link in chat. If you'd like to come in on camera and talk about what you're working on and what you're making, plug your channel, you're very welcome to do so. And I stream anywhere from 2 to 4 hours every Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific here in Las Vegas. And we got somebody in the back room. Let me bring him in right now. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Hey, yeah, I'm all right. A little bit in pain, but otherwise I'm okay.
What happened? Your wife beat you?
Yeah, of course, you know.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it.
And let me look at chat real quick and see what we got here. I threw a couple of them up on the screen. Dave Gatton, hello, how are you doing? Guy the Jedi, Non-Fam, LV Betty Boop, that's my wife Brandy in another room. Hello, Brandy. Jack in the shop. Hello, Jack, how you doing? Welcome everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got another man drop in. We got the one, the only, the infamous. We've got Astro Printer, Liam. Hey, Liam.
No, late. You're late.
Well, I can't.
What excuse you have? It's not good enough.
How you doing, Liam?
I'm busy working, so I won't be sticking around. I come in to say hi is all.
Right.
I finished working at 3:30 this morning.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to be, today is going to be another one of those days. So I have a lot to do, so I'm working all weekend.
Okay.
That's terrible.
It is what it is. New release and so on. Got busy, you know. So,
Yeah. My wife's asking, I'm asking, how you feeling? You over COVID?
Cough is still there. Well, the COVID thing is gone. It's just, the cough is just annoying. It's just sticking around longer than I'd like.
Well,
I'm still dealing with, but it is what it is. But it's I'm fine. It's just this cough is annoying.
Yeah, I mentioned last week, I never said the company name. They contacted me and they got a laser. It's like 30 to 40 watt diode. They wanted me to read their laser, their camera, their rotary, and possibly a honeycomb bed. But the honeycomb bed's not coming. We kind of went back and forth on emails, and they said, well, we're going to send you the camera first. We want you to review it. I said, well, if you don't send me the diode laser, I can't review the camera for the diode laser. I have nothing to put it on. So, and they, oh, well, the diode laser is not released yet. It's still in development. Then why did you contact me stating you wanted to send me these items and if I was willing to do videos on them? So, I don't know. That's done with. So, I'm not going to review a camera and just hold it up and talk about how you hook it up in Lightburn. It's not set up with the diode laser that I can test it on. So,
It makes sense.
Yeah, it did to me. So, they didn't understand, but I did.
Yeah, unless their camera is designed to work with other products.
Well, sure, a lot of them are, but I'm not going to put it on a different laser if they want me to review their laser and this and that.
Yeah, It should be done as a kit. I agree with you.
Yeah. So anyway, hello, Mr. Diesel. How you doing today?
Mr. Diesel, you were looking at getting one of those, the laser cut kits. Did you ever do that? Because I have a discount code for you if you are thinking of buying it from their website. If you use the code ASTRO, ASTRO, from that company's website, from Roker, you can get a 15% discount from their site if you buy it from their website. So ASTRO.
Diego, welcome. Hello, Diego. Live from you're from Argentina. Hello. Thank you.
So if you are going to buy it, go to their website and use the code ASTRO, and 15% discount. So that's
bricks,
and that's for all of their devices. Everything they sell on their site, not just the Ori, but for everything. If you're interested.
Yeah, I was watching
the money. I don't get anything. It's just for discount for you.
I was watching Sith Lord Brit the other day, and she raised into a channel called 3D Prints Deck, I believe is what it was called. And I couldn't say hi, I couldn't chat, so I whispered to her, which is like a PM on Twitch, and told her about it. So she contacted them, and they don't seem to know what's wrong. They thought, well, maybe I have them blocked or something, and I don't have that channel blocked.
No.
They say, well, I'm not blocked on their end. Well, I can't follow them, so I can't comment and chat, and I must be blocked. So, and they
I
said,
don't know
well,
why. They see the list of who's blocked, and if you don't see it on the list, then you're not.
Yeah, I don't have them blocked at all, and I don't know. They said
Maybe
we
it's
can come here and
settings.
watch. If I can't interact on Twitch and
Yep.
chat, there's no reason to come and watch.
Maybe their settings are turned on so they have a limit on how long you have to be a member or you have to be a subscriber before you can comment or whatever. You can set those settings in Twitch.
Well, I'm not subscribed. I just wanted to follow.
I know, but if you couldn't follow, that's weird.
Yeah, I get a stop sign, the red X, the red circle.
Yeah, that's weird.
So yeah. Thank you, Mr. Diesel.
Anyone up for a power up? One live?
Actually, I'm printing right now the Relativity 1. I'm 3D printing the 3D printed rocket.
Ah,
I'm printing it as we speak.
That's real nice, Matt.
yeah, this comes out nice.
Yeah, I got that video done yesterday on the droid, but it took me a while to figure out how to put 16 time lapses on the screen all at once. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 1977 All Out Vincent.
Oh
Hey,
no! Don't let
Vincent.
him in. Don't let.
Oh,
Wait, wait.
How you doing?
You know,
Okay.
when Matt's saying don't let them into everybody, maybe we should kick Matt out.
Ah.
You're advocating kicking everyone else out, so maybe you should be kicked out.
Yeah, so all eyes are on me,
Sorry?
So all eyes are on me,
I haven't.
I like
looked
your
for it.
Coca-Cola ice chest. Isn't ice chest, isn't it, right?
No, that's an old dryer. My brother would take old dryers, cut them in half, put a shelf in them, an ice bucket in the top, and then he repainted them, put Coke stickers on them, and it's an old electric dryer. It's what it is.
All right. Oh yeah, I see it now. I
It's on
see it now.
wheels, it rolls
Lol.
around.
Lol.
And I got Buddy all done, so some different shots of Buddy here. I should have made his eyes red in that picture, but
Cool.
came out really good.
Looks great.
I need to do some more weathering on him, but he's real good for the moment.
Hey, Mrs. Diesel. I just told your other half about a discount on those laser engraved or laser cut
Hello, Mr. Diesel.
kits that I've been building. So check it out. 15% off discount for you guys. I don't get a penny. It's just a discount for
Nice.
anybody who's interested in buying it, who watches it on my channel.
Yeah, Cosbricks, you can print on any size printer, large or small format, all the parts. A lot of fun.
You should have waited for the newer. No, that actually, yeah, I get what you're getting at, non-fan. They just need to tweak something that went wrong in the engine on the inside. It looks like it was like they stage 1 reached its full height, which was fantastic. So it was something in stage 2 that started igniting, and then something went bad, and it was spurting. It was igniting and then going off and igniting.
Yeah,
and going off.
sputtering. It's like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah, they had a fuel flow problem in the engine. Is what
Oh,
they,
you know what I think it was? They didn't hot glue the control board connections and something jarred loose. That'd
Maybe.
be funny if they come out and said, well, we spent millions of dollars because of a $2
They
hot
have blue
hot
smoke
glue
on.
gun. We forgot to
on
hot glue
board.
the connections. The
yeah,
vibration.
it looks like actually. Well, it looks like it was probably a fuel flow issue. I'm guessing. The reason why I say that is, once it ignites, the way those ignite is they heat up an element, like it ignites similar to the way your furnace ignites at home. They superheat an element and then they spray the fuel and the oxidizer across that element to ignite it. And it looks like it ignited and then went bad. So something became a jar in the engine to cause the fuel flow to go off. And then that's what, so we're getting some through. It was spurting. It was a burning and then shutting down and burning and shutting down. And as well, you saw the engine gimbling all over the place because it was trying to correct itself because it wasn't able to fly. So it was tumbling a little bit. That's why the engine was doing this all the time, gimbling, because it was actually tumbling. It was trying to correct itself, but there was no thrust to correct it.
Yeah, I never did hear exactly if they did blow it up or if they just let it fall.
No, they did. They have to. They're required by law.
Yeah.
they have an FTS system on board, flight termination system. So when they said they were going to step 25, step 25 was issue the FTS to activate. They have to. They cannot leave that up there and think that a solid piece would hit something on
It'd
land.
still be an awful lot of big chunks come down because things
No.
don't
The FTS will rip it to pieces. So what will come down will be small and will sink.
Okay.
If it came down as a large piece and landed in the ocean and a lot of it stayed together, you run the issue of it being a shipping hazard. So they don't want that. They wanted small pieces, one, and two, they wanted to sink. Now it is an aluminum alloy, so it might be light, it may float. I'm not sure. I don't know what the alloy is, so but it will. They did break it up. They had to break it. Yeah, PLA everywhere. Yeah. So it's in no, but sorry. They got off the launch pad, which they were kind of wondering if they'd even succeed doing that. The booster held together and went through max Q and did not explode or tear itself apart. Huge success. Means 3D printing works. Stage 2 separated. Huge step, right? Stage 2 had an engine issue, which they can address in the next attempt. But it's something in the engine that went wrong, I believe.
Yeah, Pooch had a podcast that's on every Friday, and I've watched him the last couple of weeks. He had the creator of Lightburn on yesterday, and it was real interesting. I guess the creator of Lightburn got a diode laser back in 2017 and wanted to do something different. He explained how he created a Lightburn and how it got to where it is today. And I guess him and his wife actually used to even make soap. And it say live, love, laugh on the soap. And after I guess down inside the soap in red letters, it said, I forget what he said it said, but it's pretty interesting. Telling about his life and stuff. Alan Wilson, hello, welcome in.
By down under, are you saying it's Australia or are you saying New Zealand? Because they're both down under.
I think everybody means Australia usually.
Same place.
It can go both ways. It can be one or the other, you know.
Australia mainly, I think.
No, Matt hasn't got his P1P yet. Tell him about it, Matt.
Lauren Moses contacted me a few days ago and said he's going to take care now of it. He's getting sick of it because he's waiting on the same person to deliver the same machine to him, you know. So I don't know what's going on. Really, he says he's taking care of it now, and I trust Lloyd Moses with that. If he says something, he does it mostly. So,
yeah. So I'm doing that relativity. So for a change, I'm printing something for myself. And I have the rocket body parts already done.
Mr. Diesel, what does your wife say about that you love your P1P? Does she know that you have an affair with it?
You know, I have a love-hate with it, I have to admit. I love the print speed. I love its capabilities. I'm not happy with its print quality. And the solution of print faster to solve the problem is not an answer. It's hide what's wrong. It's to scoop over what's wrong. So I'm not super happy with the print quality. I can get around some of it by doing weird stuff, but it doesn't solve the issue, the underlying issue. They've actually replicated the issue. They can see it in their own printers, and they should be diagnosing that, not just say print faster. They should be investigating why it's there. Here's what's happening. This is what's causing it, and here's a solution. And if the solution means new bearings or whatever, we'll ship you new bearings, and and the problem is going to be solved, right? Yeah. So you're saying you're seeing the same issue. So saying print, and they say print faster at sport mode, and you can, but you can't do TPU at sport mode. There's no way you can print.
Yeah, and I think about the same thing with lithophanes.
Yeah, there's a lot of limitations on it, right? So If you're going to have an issue with it, then there's a problem, right?
I will see how the little trains come out
I
on
think
slow
the
motion.
quality of the machine of the production, or either the parts we're supplied with, or something like that, has dropped, and it's not. It could be the supplier that's providing them with the parts,
Hey,
but
Patrick,
something
Light
has
Source
changed.
Engraving, how you doing?
Something
Patrick will be
has
joining
changed
us after a bit.
in the quality, and if the older machines that you have don't have that issue, and the newer ones do, that leads to incline that it's a quality problem.
I thought you got rid of your 3D printing stuff, Vince.
Who?
Vince,
Why?
you said the
Over
other.
this?
You said the other week you were very mad, and you said, "I'm gonna get rid of everything, get everything brand new."
That's
Yeah.
rotating inside there.
That's what I'm working on.
It's squeaky, but it works.
Yeah, and
No
Oil
bearings in
it.
get
Yeah, no oil,
dry
no bearings in
PTFE inside the circle part. Spray it with dry PTFE. Leave
Yeah.
it sit to dry out, and then move it a few times. It should be fine.
Just
what
finished this one.
belongs on
Daniel, hello.
your hand, not on your.
It's empty, so I have to charge it. And I'm building a Kia lacquer. This is the back side. Google speaker, zip tie stuff for the cables management. So I'm working on this. Because I wanted to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah,
So
I'll
this
stick
is
around about a half an hour, Jerry. Then I'll go. I have
On
to.
there.
keep looking.
All right.
Is that a cat
Sing
stand?
call. Thank you for resubscribing.
It's
man.
IKEA
Thank
tables.
you. Appreciate
Oh.
it.
Hey, Eric.
so
Yeah, what's going
Hey,
on,
Come
buddy?
on.
working on that.
Yeah.
I'm working on this. This is gonna be basically gonna be a small charging station for all my electronic stuff. That's on batteries and because I'm got the stuff all over the place.
Hey, Matt. Regarding that big resin that you have, you should. I know they have an upgraded laser source for a higher output. You should actually look at getting that.
I don't know. I did do one the other day though. So
Yeah, and what's this big?
Because if you upgrade it, hey Sergio, so if you upgrade it to laser source, you can do the same model before and after the upgrade to show the difference in print speed. I think it'll get it closer to MSLAs than it is today. You know, that looks great, Jerry.
That looks like Warhammer.
I used it's supposed to look like Warhammer, but since the designer Sanix doesn't want to get in trouble with Warhammer, he's calling it War Machine. Originally he called it Warhammer. I printed it, so I'm going to call it Warhammer. When I put a clear gloss on it, a clear matte gloss, it dulled it a little bit because on the metal parts that look like metal on it, I used what is it called? A graphite powder to color it. and it came, some of it shined up really well, but then I wanted to lightly hit it with a matte from a distance, and when I did that, it dulled it down. But yeah, it's a beautiful model. And I've got some more resin coming out in the mail from another company. That's a parent company to a bunch of companies, and they're sending me 6 liters. 2 of them are going to be well, I can't think what you call the resin.
You know that those 6 liters on that big resin that Matt has will just about cover the FEP.
Yeah, that big microwave, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I would say you need a liter to wet the FEP.
Yeah, 2 of them are going to be engineering resin, so I have to figure out what to print for my videos. I got to get some ideas.
Resin.
Yeah, I got to figure out what I'm going to print. I can't. I'm not
What type
going
of
to.
engineering resin
If
did
it's
it say?
engineering stuff, so why not do some ball bearings or something like that?
No, something tougher than that.
Something that's functional that I can actually use, not say, look what I made, and I wasted all this resin on it, and then I throw it in the drawer forever. And then I need to make. I can't print teeth because I don't have the proper mold.
You know the proper thing, you find it on
Thanks, Matt.
Thingiverse. Huh? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just reading chat. Go ahead.
Basically, where did I stop? You get it on Thingy Universe, and where you can download the stuff.
It's called
and
Thingiverse, Matt.
Thingiverse, yeah. I need teeth. I have teeth.
Yeah. You know what, Jerry?
Wow.
Going by what Betty just said, you know what you should do? You should go turn around and get someone to metal print titanium teeth, right? And go around like Jaws from the old Bond movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, somebody I used to know went to high school with Jaws. I mean, they said he drove a Volkswagen Bug. He took out the front seat. He sat in the back seat to drive because he was so tall.
Well, I had a teacher like that I went to school with. He drove a Bug, and the joke was he kind of did sit in. He was about 6.
He's tall.
4, 6'5".
Yeah, you should see his daughter. It's very wow.
But this guy, he's 6'4". He was a rugby player. He was broad as well. So on our last day of school, one of the girls in art, she was really good. She actually drew a picture of him in his Bug with a sunroof, with his head coming out the roof, his arm and leg coming out the window. Because he was like, it was like there was no room for passengers. It was just him. There was no other space in the Bug for him to fit. It was kind of fun.
My mother was actually friends with him. The name.
That's okay.
I forgot the name of it. He's German.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my mom used to talk to him regularly when we lived in the US, in California and Las Vegas. She used to talk to him regularly, and she visited him a few times. So, yeah.
Excuse me.
We know quite a lot of German actors in Las Vegas and Los Angeles. My family.
I'm going to share a screen I want you guys to watch. If you didn't see my video I put out yesterday on the Pit Droid, here's one part that I did. And it took me a long time to learn how to do this. And then I messed it up a few times till I got it right. But here's one scene I want you to see. And I Googled on YouTube how to do this, and it was really cool. And
who's that person?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, wow.
This was a pain in DaVinci to resolve to get set up, but if I showed them one at a time, it would take way too long.
Yeah.
My wife says, I don't like the music. I said, well, it's like Star Wars music. It's perfect.
Don't you get a copy strike then if you use Star Wars music?
It's not Star Wars music. It's copyright-free music I use.
Okay.
I went down through everything they have, and it sounds similar to something that you might hear in a Star Wars movie.
I had a lot of problems when I was doing gaming videos. With the cutscenes, I couldn't take the music out, and every time I posted a video, I had copy strikes. That's why I stopped making gaming videos.
Yeah. Well, you can pay for the rights. Everybody can in different platforms to play certain types of music. You just have to investigate how to do it. But if I paid for the rights to certain music, I could play whatever I wanted, but I don't have the money to do that, so I'm not.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
it's like a DJ on Twitch or YouTube. A DJ, when they play mainstream music, they pay for rights to use that music.
Well, unless they have, what they get is a broadcast license.
Something.
And a broadcast license allows them to play whatever they want, either on like the radio stations have a broadcast license, and that allows them to play the music for profit. It's because they make money out of advertising and stuff like that, and by that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can on YouTube and Twitch and so on, you can pay for a service, and that allows you to do it. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. If you could resize the windows, as one dropped out, a couple dropped out, everything moved and resized a little bit, like scaled up.
Yeah, I'll have to investigate that. I don't know. I just learned how to do it, so it's one step at a time.
There probably is a way of doing it that as stuff comes out, it actually resizes all the windows and start occupying space.
Yeah.
It might be a plugin you have to pay for to do that. I don't know.
Oh, Mr. Diesel, thank you very much for resubscribing on Twitch. I appreciate that very much. Now I'm up to 11 subscribers on Twitch. and I've got 544 followers. And on YouTube, I'm not sure how many subs I got on YouTube. It's like 4,100 or something. So
Jerry, how did you do the light of the droid?
the light, when I bought the light kit off Etsy, if you watch the video, I bought the whole nut and bolt pack with it, and it comes with a little round plate with LEDs. And on the back side of that, it takes 3 AA batteries. And then I glued that in the front, and I glued a dark lens and then a clear lens over top of it with hot glue. So if the batteries ever go bad, I can pop it. It's only on with hot glue. And then I've got a remote control, which I can sitting right here. I can control the eyes. I can make them all different colors, or I can make it one solid color.
Actually, the droid would look good sitting here watching me on this shelf.
Print one. It's a lot of parts, though. I mean, I can't believe how many parts it was till I got it.
I'll buy a 10 kilo of PLA and do it, maybe.
It should have taken 3 or 4 rolls. I burned up almost 5 because I had a bunch of fails on different parts. But it should have printed fine. I shouldn't have failed. But I was using Ziltech filament. The temp wasn't hot enough, and I had a bunch of fails on excellent carbon. So, yeah. But yeah, it's really cool. I can't wait to figure out what I'm going to do for the next one. But yeah, he's a perfect size. He's almost 4 foot tall. He's perfect. Yeah, I told my wife I was going to set him on the toilet, and one of the things, she's like, no, don't do that. I said, that's who I am. I'm the person that would do that. So I thought it was perfect. I just left the seat down so he don't actually fall in the toilet when I'm trying to position him, and I thought that was a perfect picture. So I used that in my thumbnail. So, hello. How are you doing? Good morning.
You should know. Get it. Put it over. You know the drain pans they use for changing the oil in the car.
Yeah.
Get one of those. Sit him on that. Say, I got an oil leak.
Yeah, I actually thought about doing that. I have one in the garage. I could have him squatting on an oil pan. Yeah.
Yeah. Say I need to take an oil leak.
Yeah. In a future video, I'll do it.
You can rust in the shower, Billy.
Why didn't I put him in the shower? I don't know. I've done a bunch of pictures. I asked my wife. I said, "Hey, can you come out here and take a picture of me and Buddy?" I'm eating. Leave me alone. Ah. Anyway, later.
Oh, wait, no, you don't interrupt people when they're eating, Jerry. Come on.
Yeah. So.
People have lost their lives interrupting someone when they're eating.
I wanted the dogs next to him on the couch, and I couldn't get them up there. Well, actually, Nikita, my black dog, jumped up there, and she's just getting ready to bark at my wife in the picture, right when she clicked it, so that was perfect. So, yeah, really cool.
So, why? What did I do?
No,
was it trouble 5 minutes ago? Is the trouble gone now? You said a while ago I was getting in trouble, so I'm no longer in trouble?
I should say thank you for not interrupting her while she was eating it. Come take a picture.
See, there's always a good and the bad, right? The yin and the yang. You have to get the balance. Upset somebody and then say something nice. You get out, but then you get away with trouble.
And Onefinity came out with a new version of their Onefinity CNC. Right. It's got a massive controller on it. The price went up $1,000 on their unit, but it's badass. It's really nice. Nice setup. And the setup can have a 4th axis. Hello, Phoenix. Thank you for resubscribing. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Here's the link. If anybody like to drop in, come hang out and chit chat about what you're working on, building, printing. There is the link.
I'm wondering which is better. The one that Two Trees has come out with, or the one that SaneSmart had as the 4040 CNC.
SaneSmart looks like a mini Onefinity. Its axis moves slow, and I guess it can't be sped up. I talked to Dave Gatton about it, and because of the lead screws that are on it, something about the pitch of the lead screws, he said you can't speed it way up. But it does work. It's just not a fast machine. But if you want the ultimate hobbyist, almost commercial machine, the Onefinity would be it. But you're looking at...
Well, no, that is a commercial machine. I would deem the Onefinity a commercial machine because it's $3,000.
Well, the Onefinity right now is up to $4,000.
Yeah, and the new version is $4,000, right?
Yeah.
So I would deem that a commercial machine.
When my mother passed away, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but I got a nice settlement out of that, which I paid bills and paid off credit cards, and I don't have any more of. But if that would have been something that recently happened, I would have bought the Onefinity with all the bells and whistles. So, but I don't have those kind of funds right now.
Yeah.
Phoenix,
I'm wondering if the SaneSmart, the Genmitsu, the one that that's out there, because that doesn't have NEMA 17. That's NEMA 23 motors.
Yeah.
So that would be a lot more torque.
It's like 629. You can put a Makita router on it. Pardon me, Jerry, what? Oh no, I just got done printing my pit droid I've been working on. I got the video out, and then I painted my Warhammer model from Sanix. I'm not sure what you mean. Pardon me, Jerry. You asked something. Oh, I don't remember. Oh no, I just said thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that.
So this I'm wondering. I'm wondering if the 2 trees can't be sped up, then it's not much good. So because I want something that I can really vary the speed on. Maybe the CNC from.
I don't know about 2 trees, but the same smart one. I mean, you can only cut so fast. You only want to cut so fast.
Yeah, you don't. Otherwise, you get chatter and chipping, and you destroy.
Yeah.
It. But maybe I'm thinking about it. I haven't decided yet.
If I was debt free right now, I would probably take out a credit card. Well, actually, I took out a credit card about a year ago, and I took it out for one purpose, so that I'm either going to buy a big resin printer, or I'm going to buy the Onefinity, but let me see if I can get a deal from the company, if not review it, that I never could. While it's sitting in my wallet, getting hot and burning my pocket, I decided to pay some bills with it and do this with it and do that with it. Well, there went the limit, so it's, I couldn't buy it right now.
Cruise?
Yeah, she's going on a cruise Tuesday. I got to have her at the airport at 3:00 in the morning, and she's flying to Texas to go on a cruise with her stepmom and her sister and somebody else for a week. She's going down by Jamaica and stuff like that, I believe. She'll be gone for about a week, so I can party next week. Have the hookers over,
Jamaica.
Going to Jamaica, but she says she ain't gonna get off the ship. So if you're gonna go on a cruise, why not? That's the whole point of going on a cruise, right? Get off the ship, look around. I wish. Yeah.
So she's moving to Jamaica.
Yeah, man. She goes to Jamaica, man.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, just dropped my phone.
Yeah, she has kind of a bad knee.
You know what we call this in Germany? Tollpatschisch.
Congrats.
That's the word in English.
You retired on the 14th.
Well,
Congratulations.
There is. Tollpatschisch. It's basically accidental
Hey, Papa Bear.
shopper or something like this.
How many resin printers could a cruise buy? I don't know. Her mom, her stepmom's paying for the trip. Her and her dad, her mom and dad. So
a lot of resin printers though, and a lot of resin.
yeah, I just gave her some spending money. That's all I gave her. And then I got to drive her to the airport. Yeah, when people out there in the world that have jobs that are watching right now, and you got a job that you go to every day, the days are long. You're usually looking at your watch thinking, damn, when can I get out of here and go home? Well, when you're retired, the day goes by that quick. So,
Daniel, I've been looking at that machine, the one with the multiple materials in it, the multiple filaments. It's got a very small build area. I will say it's got a small build area. It looks like anyway. They've sent no copies out to review yet to anybody. They haven't even started off their Kickstarter. They're pushing it, but they haven't.
hey, Chris.
Started off the Kickstarter. So nobody knows how good a machine it is. I've spoken to them, and they said they're not ready to send anything out for review yet. They will do it before they go to around the time they're starting their Kickstarter, which is good timing because you want to have it in the hands of reviewers before you go live with your Kickstarter, because you want reviewer videos to go live with it to say that this is what they think of the printer, right? So nobody knows how good a machine is, but it does look small. It does look like a very compact machine, and it is limited. I would say it's got a small, limited build volume, but if you're not printing big stuff, it looks like it looks like it might be a decent machine. I don't know.
Oh, I forgot, guys. I'm streaming on 2 platforms. So when we're talking to chat, we can see it, but the other platform can't, so or vice versa. So I need to throw them up on the screen. Like
The printer, sorry, yeah, the printer is the what's it called again? The Kokoni Sota printer. But it hasn't been out. It's not out yet on Kickstarter. They haven't even they're advertising it a lot on Facebook and so on, but they haven't even started the Kickstarter project. They haven't hit go on Kickstarter yet. But they are doing a lot of work on it.
So any suggestion I should do this summer?
well, you're in
Enjoy
California, I think. Phoenix, go to Disneyland. I don't know. I'm kind of a homebody. I don't have much money, so I can't. I'm not good for advice on what to do.
Yeah, me not either.
Well, I have a trip coming up this summer.
Don't fall.
Oh no, she's gonna miss her wedding anniversary while she's gone. Boom.
13 wedding anniversaries anyway, unlucky.
Who you been married, Betty Boop? Who you been married to for 13 years?
Hey, did you hear that there's talking about being married? That they've actually found out that there's they found the cause for male ED. And the lack of like testosterone and stuff in men. Do you know what it's called?
What?
Wedding cake.
Wedding cake.
Sorry, I know I'm gonna get slammed for that one, but it was
I
funny.
seen a funny joke on Facebook. Here's a funny joke I seen on Facebook. Sometimes the grass will appear greener on the other side because it's been fertilized with bullshit.
Yep.
That's very true and so hilarious.
Yep.
I'm gonna make that on a sign for my CNC. Hey Dave, if you're watching, this might be good for a sign for your to make.
Yeah, but that's not a bull on there. That's a donkey.
Yeah.
Oh, you let it go this time? Okay. Well, what you must remember is if you have a friend get married in a second, tell them about the 3 rings of marriage, okay? You have the wedding ring, of course, and the engagement ring. Well, no one ever tells you what the third one, the suffering. Nobody ever mentions that one.
Suffering.
Well, the other way to look at this, they say everybody says marriage is an institution. Do you want to spend the rest of your life in an institution? Yeah, I have a lot of these. I have a whole pile of them. But yeah. So actually, I wonder if that print is done.
Don't you know we are trapped in the Matrix?
No, you are.
No, we
sorry.
all are.
Louise's. See how far my print is done. 65%. Okay.
I want to see the new Matrix movie. I didn't see the new Matrix movie yet.
Actually, I'm going to leave soon because I have work to get done. I finished work at 3:30 this morning.
Well, hello.
Hey, Nor. So I stopped work. I finished work at 3:30 this morning. I was working really long yesterday and last night. My wife does hear those, and she laughs at me. She puts up with me. If you can't laugh and joke at it and make jokes like that, then what's the point, right? But I was working till 3:30 this morning, and then I'm working now. I just decided to pop in for a small while to say hi, but I have to go back to work. I have a lot to get done. It'll be another late night for me tonight.
So you can't just get by with Monday through Friday. You got to work on weekends.
Oh no! I'm so buried right now. No. I always work weekends.
Okay.
Some bit, but I always work. But I just had a new product release, and no, not designer coding. I'm a product manager, but I have a new product just released. I have a lot of stuff to do for the release. My deadline, luckily, my deadline was yesterday, but nobody's around over the weekend, so I have to get it done.
Oh, nor is Jocko. Okay. Well, Jocko.
Okay.
We know who you are.
Yeah, we know Jocko. So I have to get caught up and get stuff done this weekend, so it'll be available Monday morning. Yeah, I agree with you, Dominic. Yeah. Everyone needs to get married, yeah.
Or have a roommate. If you're married long enough, it turns into a roommate situation.
That's why I'm happy the past 3 years. I'm single.
I didn't like the single life.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, you have
First year
children,
that I was,
don't.
the first year that I was single, I was like, I missed the family stuff. But now I'm like, never again.
Even Louise is saying it. See,
That's a bad
Louise, we
Wait
have
a
to admit,
second.
Louise, you got the short end of the stick, though. Let's admit it. Come on.
So Liam, I got a question.
Okay.
How is that big FDM printer going that you did a review from? The big one.
Since I've made a lot of changes on it, I've changed the print head. I haven't done clip. I haven't had time yet because I've been so busy with work. But I am going to put clipper on it. I have replaced the hot end with a water-cooled, liquid-cooled hot end.
Okay.
Yeah. Took him long enough to notice. That's funny. But there's a lot of. I still want to do more to it. I want to put an ABL on it as well, because the bed is so large. Now it prints okay. It prints fine, but the bed is so large. It really would benefit from an ABL, like a small, like a Prusa Mini or whatever. I really don't think a small printer needs ABL. People will argue about that left and right and center. I don't care. Small printers don't need ABL because it's only you pinpoint 4 corners. It's this size. It can't be. You can't get it. You can't warp like a taco, right? 300 and above needs an ABL, I think.
Yeah.
And this is a 500 by 500, so it definitely needs an ABL because over the larger surface area, you're going to have more variation in the surface. So, I want to put an ABL on it at some point as well. So I will put clipper on it. I had the pie right here, ready to go, and I hadn't had time to get to it.
That don't look like a pie. It looks like something else. But
Is that
anyway,
a Pi
It's a Pi
Zero or
Mini.
something?
It's a pie mini.
Okay.
It's a 0
And that's enough for Clipper?
Oh yeah, and I also got a new. Let me show you these. 1 second.
my Uniformation GK2 resin printer, I've done a lot of videos on YouTube for them, and I had somebody asked me a question the other day about the heater. So I went to I've never used a heater on it, so I went to my screen, I investigated. When you lift up the lid on the GK2, you can see 2 round ports in the back on either side of the gantry, and that's where it heats up the resin. Well, I went to my screen, I went to settings, I'm looking around. There's no settings anywhere whatsoever to turn that heater on or off.
No, they don't have it because they don't have a heater in there.
Yes, I do have a heater in there.
You do?
There's a heater on both sides of the gantry in the back on the GK2. Contacted the rep on Facebook, and she said that it's not on the screen on the older version. When you lift up the lid, it deactivates it, and when you close the lid, it triggers it automatically. Because I've seen setup videos where you can set it in settings, but it's not there. And she said on the newer one they just came out with, it's no longer in the back of the printer; it's below the bed, down by the LCD. And I'm trying to think, how can you put heaters down by the LCD? Matt's in chat.
Well, if you warm the glass, it will transfer into the.
Yeah, but if you got so anyway, she said they're down below. So when I do a resin lapse and I have my door up, my heaters are never on because the lid is always open. It's just I thought it odd because when I got the question on YouTube from somebody, I went to my screen. I'm trying to find it. I got on their website. I even emailed them, and they said, "Oh, it's under settings." That's what the company said on the email. But the rep said, no, it's not there. It's triggered. So the rep knew more than the email did when I messaged him directly. But anyway.
So, Jerry, you remember you had the USB ADXL for Clipper? The accelerometer.
Yes. I have never installed it, but I have it.
Yeah, so they stopped making that, right? So I've been doing some digging. And I found an open source project that makes an ADXL with a built-in USB-C. So it's open source, and there's a USB-C port on it. You see it here. So that is an ADXL. So now all you need is a standard USB-C to USB-C cable, and you can mount that on any printer if you want to do an accelerometer, like clip or whatever, and you just connect it over USB to the Pi and you're done. So there's not you just buy these boards and you mount it.
Hey Matt, I've got 2 big bottles of engineering resin coming from a company, and other than the 4 bottles they're sending, I'm going to do models with. I'm wondering, you have any ideas what I should print? What would be good for my video with engineering resin? I mean, I can do gears and stuff, but I thought I'd try to find something I could actually use to print. Unless I print that winder made for the Bamboo Labs X1 carbon, the crank where you re-spool, I could print all the gears out of engineering resin. That's an idea, but just trying to think of something interesting. I hate doing what other people do, and I try to find something different whenever possible.
So, yeah, but that AXL is nice, and it's an open source project, so you can actually download the design files for this and get it made yourself if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, a good company to do that would be. Come on, everybody has. Everybody has their commercial form. What's the name of the non-fam? What's the name of the company everybody advertises for? They prototype, do 3D printing, they do anything and everything.
Oh, you're talking? Are you thinking of the guys that do the PCB boards? PCB Way.
PCB Way. Yeah. There you go, Mr. Diesel.
Yeah, but so you can actually send these designs off to PCB Way, and they'll make the boards for you if you want them. No, I haven't done any polypropylene. Maybe Matt has, if anybody. I didn't think they do polypropylene resin, do they? I've heard of polypropylene filaments. Have never heard of a resin that's polypropylene.
You see Joe Telling's video yesterday? I think he was with. I'm wrong with the company. I'm going to say Mattel, but I don't think it was Mattel. Where they used an image on his phone to scan his face, and which actually I don't think it looked like him at all. And then he picked out a hairstyle, and then they put him on like a Star Wars body or whatever, and he picked the Mandalorian, and then they mailed it to him like 3 or 4 weeks later. But I don't think the company was Mattel. You go on their website, you download this app onto your phone, you scan yourself, they put your face, supposedly likeness, onto a body of your choice, and it's a major company, but I don't think it was Mattel. It was a different company. That way you have your own little figure.
Yeah, I don't know them.
That was a cool video.
No, I didn't see it. I said I was working till 3:30 this morning. I was working all day, and I'm going to start now in the next few minutes.
But when I do all my future Resin Labs videos starting next week, I'm not going to have one video after another after another. I'll throw them all up on one screen like I did earlier on my video yesterday.
Yeah.
It's complicated because I had to take 16 videos of DaVinci Resolve, stack them all on top of each other, and then have the backdrop on the bottom and do this, do that, do this. So here you go, Matt. Here, Matt. Let me throw you up. People can see them better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would probably melt in the car or whatever in summer.
Yeah, little Mario.
Yeah, we were talking about you, non-fan. Don't worry, it was nothing.
Yeah, I need an answer for something, but we already got it.
No, but we're just like.
Mr. Diesel was here. He answered. Oh, when I filmed that video I released yesterday, I tried that intro like 7 or 8 times. Usually I can nail my intro when I'm taping the first time, and I couldn't even think of the name of the X1 carbon. And then I was calling it one of my lasers. I called it an X tool, and then I done this wrong. And then my wife's like, "Well, you're not exciting enough." So then I taped it again, and I'm all excited. And she's like, "You got to be exciting." I said, "I can't be excited all the way through the video. It doesn't work like that unless I was drunk. I don't know."
Louise, Matt's bad sense of humor is rubbing off on you. Saying there's not much room in that. Talking about the mushrooms that Jet and Matt has. Come on, that's Matt's job. That's a dad's joke. Come on.
You want to power up? You
want
to get bigger? You need to eat a red mushroom. If you want to have one extra life, you need the green one. And if you want, I can sell it to you for like £10 and send it to you plus shipping.
What, those files?
No. The mushrooms.
That's what I'm saying. Well, do you own the rights to them?
Yeah. I have the rights for it to do it.
You design them yourself?
No.
I would make sure you have rights to resale.
I have the right to resell. I have the right to
Okay.
industrial produce it, and
Ladies and gentlemen, we've
I
got
took
the
care of
one,
it,
we've
trust
got
me.
the only. Let me interrupt. Thank you. We've got Rob Meek, everybody. Hey, Rob.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Rob.
Yes,
No.
I hear you.
Awesome. I actually,
How you doing?
I've been great, thanks. I'm feeling way better.
Good.
Good.
I could use with some. I could do. You do with some of that.
So how many legs you grew?
I still have my 2.
All right. I have 3.
So how's the baby belt coming along?
Baby belt's coming along fine. Hi, Mr. Diesel. I'm working on a new big iteration. I haven't done anything major to show since the last time I've been on, but no, it's coming along. I'm working on it.
You were sick last time you were on. Are you all better?
99% the way. Turns out I had like 3 different tick-borne illnesses, and it some people can take up to 2 years to recover from what I had. So,
Wow. How's your bird doing?
he's doing great.
Awesome.
Yeah. So family's
Whenever-
doing well. Everything
Hey,
else.
whenever you want to get together and maybe do that video, you know, I'm available all the time.
Absolutely, I'd love to, Jerry.
So your bird doesn't groom you?
My bird doesn't witch me.
Groom you. Like go through your hair to find the ticks.
No, he's more interested in getting peanuts and stuff like that from me than eating ticks.
Well, make him think the ticks are peanuts.
He's not that kind of bird.
Oh.
Well, Matt,
I'm thinking of finches, I guess.
the fact that you just said that, Matt, proves that the bird is smarter than you.
You know, guys, I'm just joking.
You walked right into that one. So, what else is happening, Rob?
I'm working outside a little bit more now that it's nice out. I'm taking a little bit of time away from still working on baby belts and stuff, of course, but I'm diverting my attention briefly so that it remains fun and doesn't turn into work. I'm turbocharging an old Datsun. I'm
Which
working.
one?
I'm gonna tune
240?
A
The
Datsun,
240Z.
wow. That's old. That's before Nissan. They went to Nissan.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's a 70s
B210 or something?
240Z.
Oh, okay.
240, yeah, 240 is what I said.
So,
240Cs are the most popular one.
so since you have the baby belt,
Do you have the secret hatches in the back boot? Like there are like 2 hatches in the underneath the what you
Underneath the
pull out.
rug. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, Rob, since you're working on a bigger version of the baby belt, is what you said, right? So, what are you going to call it? The Big Brother belt?
I don't know. It hasn't. None of the parts have seen the light of day. They've just
I
been
know,
digital
but
files on
still.
the computer.
Since it's an upsized version, you can't call it the baby belt anymore.
I was thinking maybe Belty Senior. I don't know because
Or baby belt brother, or big brother, or something. The BBBB.
maybe I don't know.
So how do you get the idea to design something? You see what's out there, you kind of see how it works, and then you make your own version of it
For the baby belt or in general?
for the baby belt.
The baby belt was kind of started. Sorry, my bird's being loud. Started as a collab in between Michael Moriani, Autodrop 3D guy,
Yeah.
and myself. He and I dreamed up of a cheap small belt printer that he could run his farms off of, people could buy, and
Yeah, make some racket bird.
and we were actually originally on my server, my home server. It's called PCB printer because originally the sides were supposed to be made out of printed circuit boards, and all the electronics for the printer would be on one of those circuit boards. And so it was be no wasted space. It would be like, get some circuit boards, flip them together, solder them together, and then put the stuff on them and go. But turned out to be cheaper to make them out of plastic, 3D printed plastic. And so he gave me the idea, and I've ran with it for the last year and a half or so. So it's been fun. It's not what he originally intended, and I've taken it past that. But it's, you know, the design goals are still there of it being a cheap, accessible, easy to use small belt printer.
Cool.
So,
And I was going to keep this 2 diode lasers out in the garage. I had my X-Tool D1 10 watt, and then I'm also keeping my Otur LM3 Laser Master 3. Well, a company contacted me, a major company, about testing their 30/40 watt diode they're coming out with some other products, including a camera. And we went back and forth in emails, and I figured, okay, that's going to be coming. I'm going to sell my backup, which is my X-Tool D1. I put it on Marketplace. I sold it in about an hour to a couple here in town for $400. So I sold it very quick. Then the company contacts me and they say, "Oh, we want you to review our Lightburn camera for this. That's the first thing we're going to send you. Can you do the video on it?" I said, "It has to be hooked up on the laser. I can't just say, oh, here's a camera. Here's how it works in Lightburn. I got to burn something. I got to show it set up. So I'm not going to put that on a different laser that I have. It needs to go on the one you want to send me." "Oh, well, that's still in development." "Well, you didn't say that when you originally contacted me. You said you want to send me all this stuff, and if I would do this in my video," which I have standard things I do. I link in description. I show the company, et cetera, and all that stuff I normally do. So I agreed to it, and anyway, it's down the drain. So there that went.
Well, they might, when they get the machinery, they may reach out to you again.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's a pain. I rarely have companies contact me about products. It does happen occasionally. Usually I have to reach out. And as a lot of people know, that gets to be old and it's a pain in the butt. So usually I just don't.
Yeah. Mr. Diesel made a comment about wanting to see the massive printer in the background of my camera feed. I can do that sometime, but if he wants to look, it was covered in Earth 2019 by a German YouTuber.
By which YouTuber?
Tom Sanderlands, Tom's 3D.
Yeah, I know Tom, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, from 2019. He can go look it up then on Tom's channel.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What are you going to Murph?
I'm probably
Rocky
not
Mountain.
going to Murph this year.
Rocky Mountain Rep Rap is the first one coming up.
I'm not going to Earth
next month, yeah.
either. Murph or whatever it is. I am going to the one in Maryland though. I'm planning on going to that one.
Okay. No, I'm
Maryland, that'd
going
be
drive
Earth.
down.
That's Earth. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to the Rocky Mountain one. I will be going to the one in June. Murph.
Murph. Yeah, Murph was a 18-hour drive for me.
Yeah, it's a 4.5-hour drive for me.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know if I can justify that this year.
Building a rat rig or Voron and streaming it, and God, it would be really hard because you got to interact with chat, and there's so much work to do over so many videos and so much time. But yeah, I mean, I've got
the one thing I noticed is different between the rat rig and some of the Voron builds, like the LDO Voron kits. The LDO Voron kits come with the wires the right length already terminated. The rat rig, when Tim built it, I don't know if that's changed since, comes with cables, and you have to make and terminate your own cables. Now, unless you're comfortable doing so and knowing how to do that,
buying the kit with pre-wired, already done, to be perfect.
They don't do that. Whereas the LDO kit comes with the wires already pre-terminated for you, I believe.
Yeah, LDO does. You're saying rat rig doesn't?
I don't. If I remember correctly, Tim spent a lot of time making up cables, and eventually he said he started doing them off stream.
He likes bells, Rob, huh? Your bird.
Sorry, what was that?
Your birds like bells, huh?
So if you're comfortable terminating, just think about it. If you're comfortable, like terminating and crimping your own, like I remember him doing the little RJ connections. They are the little like the cabling for like motors and so on. He was crimping all of those by hand. So I don't know if Ratrig have changed that, but if I remember correctly, Tim had to do all of that. He had to crimp his own cables.
When I built my oh God, My
You're okay,
hypercube.
Jerry.
I'm getting old. When I built my hypercube, I done a video on crimping wires, and that got like, I don't know, 20,000 hits. That was awesome. It was just a simple video.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of connectors, all connectors. Okay, let's say a connector's flat on the bottom, and they roll over on top the way they bend the metal, and then has a plastic sheathing. A lot of people will take the nipple on the crimper and put that on that side. You have to do it from the back side. If you crimp it from the side where it rolls over, you're basically just spreading that open, but it won't get a very good bite. So you have to look at which way you crimp it when you put the terminal in and then crimp it. That's just something very simple that people take for granted, is which way you're putting the connector in the crimper.
See what Lama just said about you? You're not getting old. He says it's too late.
Getting too late, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I'm on the ball. I remember everything, and other days I can't remember anything. But
yeah, so if you're comfortable crimping your tripod, hey John, how is that?
Hey, tripod, hello.
Crimping your own cables and you have the kits for doing it, then have at it. But just consider that a lot of people do not have, like I have 5 or 6 different cable crimping kits here for different things. Anybody who does their own cabling will have those or bought them over time. But if you're buying a printer and you have to make your own cables and they're really, really small cables, you have to wonder, am I willing to do this amount of work? Like you could spend a whole week doing nothing but crimping cables.
Rob, you're holding up something?
These are just ferrule crimpers, but yeah, I've got like 3 sets of different crimpers for things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're furls. Yeah, I have a furl set, and I have the other ones for the JS connections for the like for stepper motors and all that kind of stuff. I have all.
Yeah, those are a pain in the butt to get in there.
Yeah, the JS.
Yeah, but and they're slow work. So if you're not, if you want to do that work, then fine. But if that kind of stuff drives you insane, you may not want to buy a machine that requires that to be done, unless you want to pay somebody else to do it for you and make up the cables, and you have to make sure they're the right length and stuff.
Yeah, John, my last couple thumbnails, you probably noticed by looking at them, I've done them in Bizart. I've been using that iPad, and I've been making them in Bizart. I wish Bizart would do intros and outros, and they don't. So I'm looking around at changing my intros and outros. But anyway, I'm loving the program so far. Just trying to find out what all it can do that I might need. And my wife said, "Oh, you shouldn't have filmed the droid on the toilet." I thought that was hilarious, so I use that for the thumbnail.
Well, I do have 2 side projects that I'm working on too. In the maker sphere of stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jerry.
No, it's okay. I was done talking. I interrupt everybody all the time. Whenever I want to say something, I just talk. Or actually, when people pop in the back room, I'm trying to bring them in, and somebody on screen will be talking, so I have to be rude and talk over them so I can announce the person coming in. And I apologize in advance. That's just the way it is. So anyway.
Well, you guys know the recreator, Josh, that does the Pulstruder. He was at Earth, turning soda bottles and back into PET filament.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he and I are working on a project, and actually have something to show for it now. It's a circuit board I designed. I don't know if you know the old school Target galleries, like at fairs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it's a simple little board, 555 timer, and a couple capacitors, and a couple adjustable resistors, and a CCD light sensor. And so there's going to be a blast where you shoot a laser, and the CCD sensor will see it, and it'll run some Automa kind of stuff that'll like move, and like the sea turtle that you crank the handle with, and it kind of flaps the 3D print stuff like that. So this is going to go in a Target with those. And we're hoping maybe to have it at one of the festivals soon.
So why are you using a laser? Because those sensors probably don't need a laser, do they?
They don't, but it's best for pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah. So what are you using? A red laser, like a red, or what are you using?
I was thinking of an incredibly low wattage red laser. Yep, like
Hasbro was a company. Hasbro.
Mm-hmm.
See, 20 minutes later, I remember Hasbro. Joel's video. Where he scanned his face. Hasbro put it on a little body of Mandalorian, but I don't think it looked like Joel. But anyway,
I think red laser is probably safer anyway because there's less chance of it damaging anybody's eyes.
Why are you leaving?
I'm a little bit drunk, so
Oh,
That's why I'm so quiet.
That's why he's sitting there, nice and pacified and warm and
Yeah,
cozy.
How
I'm
many did you
like
had?
6, 7,
Wow.
and I don't drink a lot, so
Yeah, cakes, right?
See,
yeah.
we-
My
we
son
all
has
know
had his
Vincent
mom's.
has a drink problem. 2 hands,
No,
one
no, no.
mouth. That's a big problem, you know.
My son is at his mom's place, so I'm like chilling for today.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming in. You're always welcome. If you feel better and you want to come back later, I usually stream anywhere from 2 to 4 hours every Saturday. So it's glad that awesome seeing you, and I hope you have an awesome day.
Oh, question, guys.
It's gonna be next week. I'm tinkering with some stuff here, and still have to do the rest of the kitchen. Bought a new stove with an induction stuff and painting, and so I'm like basically a little bit chilling. That's why I'm so quiet.
If Sebastian would have done it in other order, it would have been hi ho. Okay, there we go.
So, bye everybody.
Take
Take care.
Do well.
Yeah, I need to go as well, Jerry. I need to get work done. I have a whole evening of work ahead of me still.
All right, Liam. Well, I hope you get your work done. If you get done early or you want to take a break, you're welcome to pop back in. I'll be here for a
Oh,
little bit.
I'm gonna be doing this till 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock tonight.
All right. Might you be streaming Tuesday or you're not sure?
Tuesday is my birthday. You have to stream.
I would say it
I
depends.
expect a happy birthday
Okay.
song from all of you guys.
Oh no, well no. If it's Matt's birthday, we definitely won't stream because otherwise we
Ah.
Yeah, Sergio asked me Tuesday. I was chatting with him on a PM, and he asked if you were streaming. I said, "Well, I never got an invite, but if he comes
Very
on,
good work.
if he goes
Just very
live,
good work. That's all.
I'll let you know." He
I
usually
have-
sends me an invite.
Between now and even next weekend, like I have to get this stuff done that I'm doing for work. I have a presentation I have to build for next weekend. Because I'm next Saturday, I won't be in your stream next Saturday because I'm my astronomy club has our annual conference and swap meet that we have, and I'm presenting at that, and I have to build a presentation about 3D printing for astronomy.
Okay.
So I'm putting together that. I'm actually working. I have to get that deck done as well by next Saturday.
right.
So I'm just on a scale of 1 to 10 of busy. I'm about a 25 or 30 right now.
All right. Well, you have a great day, sir. I thank you very much for coming in.
All right, guys.
And,
Have a
take
good
care.
one.
Yeah.
And Rob, I think, wanted to show with robot or something he had there.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to see this before I go. That's why.
This is the telepresence robot. I've shown it off a little bit before.
Yeah.
But I'm working on it with renewed vigor. 3D printed base, 3D printed wheels on
Oh, I've seen this before.
Truggy motors. Yeah, I've shown it before. 2 motor controlled, 2 ESCs going to an Arduino. And of course, it's all Raspberry Pi with speakers and a screen and camera and all that. And the idea is it's telepresence, so you can drive around conferences and stuff and say hi to people and be there virtually.
That must be very, very, very expensive to make.
No,
How much
You've got
time?
we know. Before you finish that, before you say no, it's got a Raspberry Pi. That must be very, very, very expensive to make.
well,
How long would it take for you to turn it on and show it to us working on camera?
it has no programming in it right now.
Oh,
Absolutely
did-
zero programming.
it did have programming. What happened to it?
I was not allowed to power it on last year at Earth,
I know.
and
I remember that.
I lost impetus and took the SD card out and used it for something else and never made it back up.
You didn't just back it up onto your hard drive, huh? Wow.
I was so pissed. I was so pissed that I couldn't use it and couldn't do anything with it. And I was like, well, this is junk now, and threw it in the corner and stripped it for the SD card and took the Arduino out of it that had the programming in it. And I'm
What you're saying is you had a hissy fit and you took and you raided it for parts.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But I'm hoping to get it back going again. There is some renewed interest in it. Also, out of the blue, somebody that I know mentioned it, and people are like, "Oh, when is that gonna?" So I have to start working on it again.
Well, as I said, until the end of this year, when Raspberry Pis become more available, it's very expensive to build that machine right now because Raspberry Pis cost more than gold today.
I bought that Pi before the shortage.
I assumed as much. I have some left lying around too, but not many, but 1 or 2. But yeah, they're
I'm actually,
right now.
I actually asked for Raspberry Pis about 3-4 months before they became a thing for my birthday, and like all my relatives gave me one. So I have like 5 of them sitting in boxes in my bins over there.
Who was this for? Matt says that Matt sent you a message on Facebook.
Oh.
I never received a message.
Wasn't me?
German?
Oh, Matt German.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
I'm going to go now. I saw that. When you're finished, when you get the programming done for that, let me know. I might be interested in building one.
Okay, yeah, no, at the very least, I want people to test drive it, driving it around my messy house and having fun with it.
Yeah, and at some point you can maybe we're not going to Murph this year. We won't be bringing it with you, but it'd be cool to see it in Murph.
Oh,
They probably would allow it there.
LVRC Pilot, I still use Simplified 3D once in a while. Obviously not on the Bamboo Labs. Yes, I upgraded when I first heard about it, and then I realized it was real buggy and nothing worked right, so I instantly demanded my money back and got a refund on it like 2 days later. And they want an arm and a leg for it. It's not worth it. If you bought it years ago for $150, like I did, God bless you, but it ain't worth the $200 they want now.
I'll give my opinion because I'm very strong on this. It's old, it's ancient. They've added nothing to it that is not available in 50 other free slicers out there today.
Yeah, and
it's a waste of money to invest money in a product that is years behind everybody else.
So the reason it's available in a lot of other products, you don't have to go to all those other different slicers that are probably on everybody's computer. You can have it all in one place. But it's kind of broken. A lot of things don't work, and they don't support belt printers. And there's a lot of things they could have done they didn't do to make them stand out and say, well, here's why we want money. But yeah,
I can do all of everything you can do. I can do on a day maker. Everything you can do, I can do on Cure.
Oh, you have it? All right.
Everything I can do on Super Slicer. Everything you can do, I can do on Push. Well, almost everything you can do on Push Slicer. There is nothing out there that's free that doesn't that doesn't beat it down 10 times over.
I've exclusively used Simplified 3D for the last 7 years, and I had other slicers on my computer. But since I knew Simplified so well, whenever I got another printer, I usually ran straight to S3D because I knew what to do to get the print going, rather than loading up other software and trying to figure out where everything is. And with the Bamboo Labs, they've got their own software, which is based off Prusa Slicer, and it works great. I love the hell out of it. And I got rid of most of my bed slingers, and I have a few more for sale.
S3D fell asleep for 4 years or 5 years, and when they woke up, they realized that, oh crap, we need a new UI, and everything else is, we're not going to add much. We don't have time to add features. If they spent the last 4 years building a brand new product that was so good that made everyone else pale in comparison, people might consider it. But they upped the price and they added nothing.
Yeah, if somebody's just getting into 3D printing and they're like, well, hey, I heard about Simplified 3D. Should I buy it? No. I'll say 100% no, because everything else is free. For that reason, no, you shouldn't. Because everything else that's free, everything is great with all other companies. You shouldn't go out and buy it unless you already own it, and then you still use it, which I understand that. Because back in the day when they charged $150, the other companies out there didn't have all that they had back then. So then it was worth buying, but it isn't no more.
I haven't gone to Soft Fever yet, but
I'll get you a doorbell.
Orca Slicer, yeah.
Yeah,
I need to go. I need to get work done. I'm going to be here all day, and I'm going to
Take care. Have a great day.
Ciao, guys.
You can change the tunes, like different sounds. See you, Liam.
See you, Liam. Be well.
Anybody in chat like to drop in? I'll share a link. Could I come in and chat? Yeah, when I printed the Pit Droid on the X1 Carbon, I got 5 rolls of Ziltech filament. If you watch my video, and I was getting a couple prints that print perfect, and they were done, and then the next print would fail. It'd get like a quarter of the way done. It might get 3 or 4 inches tall. All of a sudden, I'm printing in midair. It's like, what the hell? And it automatically kicked up the temp since I'm running faster with that printer to 220. With the Ziltech filament on a bed slinger, I print at 210, and I always have. So I was kicked up to 220, but randomly it was screwing up. So I went ahead and I readjusted the belts. I lubed everything. I cleaned the rods. I just done normal maintenance on the machine. And then I kicked the temp up to 225. That seemed to solve the problem. So based on how I oriented the part, this way or this way, and then kicking the temp up, it seemed to help. But it really sucks. You've had something printing all day, and it's like that tall, and then all of a sudden you're printing in midair. It's like, what happened? Where'd all that stringing come from? And every time the slicer caught the air, if I didn't see it happening while I was at my computer watching it on another monitor, because when I'm in my hobby room all day long, I'm doing stuff on my computer, I'm watching Netflix. On one of my screens, I'll have the Bamboo Labs open so I can glance over to see what's happening. It was randomly having issues with the Zealtech filament. So that I've used that and Polymaker. I haven't tried a lot of other filaments on it. I have a lot of different brands from different companies. I've never printed any silk on it yet. And so anyway, but I basically love the machine. I've just had a few little quirks with filament, but that's down to my fault. And I'm glad I'm not having line issues and things like that, and like Liam was having. That sucked to be out $700, and you get all these weird lines in your print. You can't figure it out, and they send you another one. You get the same lines, yet most people don't. And then Grant has been having a lot of trouble. So with his X1 carbons. And Grant, you know, he's been in printing forever and ever as a business, and he has a lot of printers, so obviously he knows what he's doing. So it isn't something he's overlooking. He knows what he's doing. So it sucks that he's having trouble. Yeah, Mr. Diesel, when I kicked it up to 225, it seemed to solve the problem, but I wasted probably almost a roll of filament just on failures on it. I kept thinking, well, you know, what in the hell's going on? I'll do this, do that. I'll reclean it. I'll reorient it. And then that's why I put a couple of parts on the iFast. And the iFast isn't as quick as Bamboo Lab in standard mode, but it worked fine. So, Kitty Cat, anybody in chat have any questions you'd like to drop in? We're live on YouTube and Twitch. We got a total of 24 people watching. I've been streaming for an hour and 21 minutes. Let's see what we got over here. And last week, Kate wanted, I don't think she's in chat, but Kate wanted those spacers for her honeycomb bed. I printed those up. I got them mailed out 2 days later. And then they were supposed to have been delivered Thursday. And then I got tracking and said, no, they're coming Friday. So she should have got them yesterday. The spacers that she wanted that I sent her. They were from Liam. And Patrick with Light Source Engraving might be popping in a little bit. He's at an event with his kids. They're into sports, so he might be popping in. Hobo with Wood, Patrick and the LA Hobby Guy. They have their channel, their new channel where they stream every week. Patrick's channel is Light Source Engraving, and Rich, the LA Hobby Guy. Laser Maker's Realm. It's a channel that they all run together. It has a lot of great stuff on it and content about light burn. Yeah, I print everything in standard mode. I haven't had a reason to do sport or ludicrous. I think it prints. I'm retired. I don't have any jobs I have to try to push out for anybody, so I just been printing everything in standard mode. But it seems to be working fine. So, you seen a post this morning about Creality bringing out a printer, the K1 printer. Anyone know more about it? No, I don't. No. First thing I do when I wake up every morning, I go in the living room, I give the dogs a bone, I grab a monster out of the fridge, I sit on the couch, I turn on YouTube, and I try to see who did what and what's new, and that's what I watch every morning when I wake up.
I did see they haven't released it yet. I think they've just done one promotional picture of it in which somebody on Twitter adjusted the contrast and brightness and stuff so you could actually see it, because it was just like shadows, and it looks exactly like a bamboo clone from what we've seen. What I saw on Twitter.
Well, that's the new thing. Everybody is copying whatever's hot and new out there, so bamboo's it. So
Creality's the best at copying.
Yeah.
Yeah. At I don't know if you guys caught this, but at Murph, Creality sent two people down and looked at everything. And the only way that you could tell they're Creality, because they had Creality written really small on their sleeve and really small on their backpack. And they were asking everybody about all the innovations they had and weren't offering anything, weren't saying they were with Creality or anything, just slowly walking through and taking lots of pictures and just gathering intel.
Everybody gets ideas from everywhere. I mean, even okay, I've never learned how to design. I have a tablet or I have a pad, and I have the software. And I've been retired for since I was 49. I'm now almost 59. So I've had plenty of time to learn. There's no excuse why I haven't learned how to design or sculpt myself. But anything I would sculpt, the idea comes from somewhere. Something you've seen, a picture you might be looking at while you're sculpting that you're making different. Everybody gets ideas somewhere.
Oh,
and if
yeah.
there's a few people, and I've met a few, that can magically just think up these ideas that'll blow your mind, and they didn't say anything, but I'm not that kind of person. I have to get an idea from somebody else. Like when I work construction and I wanted to learn how to tile a house, just by walking by the guys watching them tile day after day while I'm doing other work, I came home and tiled my whole house. It's not rocket science. Monkey see, monkey do. I can watch you do something, and then I can do it. I can recreate it. So,
Akuna mods, they let you know they were there? They didn't offer to me that they were crowdy or anything, but they asked a lot of questions about my printers.
Matt, you got time to pop in for a little bit? Are you busy? And we might pick up greatly in the next couple hours, and we might not. It seems like every week for quite some time now, I start out slow, and then a lot of people drop off, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, we have 10 people on screen. That's what happened last week. Had a lot of great people drop in. So each and every week, every Friday, I message about 20 different people, and I send them the same message that I'm going to go live. Matter of fact, I just copy and paste it from the prior week with a new link. So, hello, Kate. How are you? Did you get the box yesterday? I think they were supposed to have been delivered Thursday, and then I got another email that said it was coming Friday. So hopefully you got it, and I sent you a sticker too. Very cool. Awesome. Very nice. Yeah, I sent you 8. If you want to just put 1 on each corner, or if you want to double it up, it's up to you. LA Hobby Guy was saying 4. Liam said 8, so there's 8. So no biggie. They fit perfect? Awesome. Cool. And if people wonder what we're talking about, last week Kate was in chat. She has her honeycomb bed on her diode laser that has a metal pan that it sits in. Well, you're supposed to gap that and keep that right above it, because when you're engraving or cutting, you build up gases and fumes in your laser, and that can tend to pop sometimes and ignite those gases, which might move your work. So if you take the honeycomb bed and prop it up just a couple millimeters, it gives it an air gap underneath the whole thing. So Liam had designed these little deals you hook on the honeycomb bed that sit in that plate to leave a gap. So I printed them out. Liam sent the file to me. I printed a bunch of them out of the Bamboo Labs, and I mailed them out to Kate. And I sent her one of my stickers. So
Nice.
Yeah, I'm all right.
ladies
I'm
and
a little bit
gentlemen,
in pain.
ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Resin God. He's here.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Matt. How goes it?
It goes it. I've only got about maybe like 10, 15 minutes with you guys because I got a plane to catch. So
Where are you going?
we're going to California, Northern California.
The weather's been hell up there. I hope you're not going where they got bad weather.
Yeah, it's been kind of terrible. It's been raining a lot. It's going to be raining again when we go up there. So yeah, we'll be up towards the San Francisco area. So, but hey, it was already planned, so we got to go. We got to go.
I interrupted you, Matt, when I brought him in. Kate wanted to hear what you were going to say. Go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm not feeling so well, and I'm actually thinking of heading off because I have a lot of backache right now, and I'm very tired. I didn't sleep the last couple of days really well, and so my work is suffering too because of that. Because I just sit in the sofa, or I sit here doing nothing because I really don't want to move too much, you know. Or when I move, I just lean myself against the chair, just like, you know, just support my back, and that helps. But anyway, I will get better.
I hope so, Matt.
Hopefully, bud.
Well, it's good to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you have a great night, Matt. Thanks for stopping in. You're always welcome. Have your wife put some medicine on your back. Take some hydrocodone. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, thank you. I might
Take
be
care, buddy.
popping in. Just gonna take care of a few things and then maybe pop in back. I'm
Okay.
not sure yet. Depends how I feel.
You're always
All right.
welcome.
Thank you.
Sounds good, bud.
So how's that big microwave doing? How you like it?
It's okay. It's different than a normal resin printer because it's SLA. And actually it's, so when I say SLA, usually you would think laser. So like a laser draws something, kind of like an FDM printer, but in resin. It is like that, but it's more controlled laser. So it looks like an old school scanner, like a scanner that you would scan your documents with.
Okay.
That's essentially what it does. So it moves back and forth with those lasers, and it basically points the lasers at whatever your design is, essentially. So it is a slightly slower printer. We're probably gonna mess with some of the settings once I get back from our vacation, and just check it out and see what we can do, and hopefully we can get it running faster. But right now the prints are kind of so-so, but trying to tune in resin is vastly different than like an MSLA, where like you put in an exposure time and then you can calibrate it up or down to get better quality. Whereas this, everything relies on the printer itself, and there's nothing like that. It's more or less like your light output is one of the major things, or your laser output, and then all the machine settings just kind of collectively change all of that. So
Thank you for the follow. Punchator, appreciate it. Yeah, Joe Telling, I seen his video that he did on talking about his. He said it was sent out as a loaner. I assume they sent it to him to keep.
yeah. So I think you're right. He did have a loaner on that. Mine, I ended up purchasing. I'm the only one that actually had to buy mine, because I'm not. Even though I'm known in the community, I'm not a big shot like Joel or Jesse or anybody else like that. So
yeah, I contacted them a few months ago, and I think it was that company said, "Oh, we only have a prototype." Sorry, but I knew what the reason was, because my channel, I'm only at like 4,200 subscribers. So
right.
But anyway, yeah, I sold the resin printers that I don't use. I sold the lasers that I don't use. I sold, and most of my FDM printers I don't use. I sold. At one point, it's like, wow, look what I got. I can have it in all the videos. Well, it's collecting dust. It ain't making me any money. So I sold everything I don't use. So, and I never did figure out my Anycubic Cobra, my Anycubic Photon, my Mono X. They sent me a new control board I put in. I've mentioned this to you before. I had a couple different versions of Cheetah Box, and all of a sudden one day, no matter what I slice, it'll read the file name, but it won't show a pictures. Therefore, I can't print anything. And I updated the firmware. I've tried a couple different versions, and I can't figure out what's wrong with it. But it printed perfect for almost 2 years, so I don't know what the hell happened.
And you still have that printer? You're still having issues?
Yeah, well, I haven't tried it. I haven't worked on it in a while, but the last time I tried to slice a file, I put it on a different USB stick, and it'll read it, but it don't show me nothing, so I can't start a print. And I have no idea what's happening. I updated the firmware on it. It just one day it quit working. And I figured it has to be something wrong with the control board, but that didn't solve the problem. So where is everyone? Well, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. Matt.
I'm in good old Chicago.
I'm in Tidewater, Virginia.
Oh.
About as country as you can get on the east coast of Virginia.
Then I had a company contact me about doing a resin video for them, or videos, whichever. And I said, well, if you send me 4 big bottles of resin, I'll do a real nice video for you. And then they said, well, we're going to send you 4 of 1,000 grams and then 2,000 grams of engineering resins. I'm thinking, okay, since I mainly print models, I got to think of something to do with engineering resin that'll be really cool for a video.
That reminds me. I got to find the video, but next to 3D, they showcased a website that was like a CAD design website, and it had STLs for people who were like had wrist braces and things like that. Like it was kind of like Thingiverse on steroids. Because it's more or less like for prototyping type stuff or engineering.
Yeah, if you could find a link, if you don't find it now, maybe you could message me and let me know. I would love to have it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to just try and find that video that they...
Because all the time that goes in making videos and editing, et cetera, I don't want it to bomb. I want to try to make... I'm trying to make my content better with every video.
Right.
Printer Prawn, hello, how are you? Well, hello. 3D for Joe, hello, how are you doing?
GrabCAD. GrabCAD. GRABCAD.
Thank you very much. I wrote it down.
Yeah, so
sure. Yeah, no problem. Anybody can come in. That'd be awesome, Rob.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Product shop.
Thank you very much for the follow.
There we go. You can do
Abacris, I think. Abacris. Thank you very much for the follow. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. It's free. If you're watching on Twitch, please follow. If you would like to subscribe on Twitch, that'd be really awesome, but it's not necessary, but I would love it.
So essentially you have to sign up and everything and do all the, typical mumbo jumbo stuff. But once you get in, you should be able to...
Yeah, here's a question for both of us. Yeah, a mobile setup. You could do that. Just drain your vat and clean it up really good and put it back in the box, put it in the closet or whatever. Then when you want to print, set everything up. Have it in a well-ventilated area. Wear gloves, wear safety glasses. Matt?
Yep, absolutely.
My Bamboo is printing great. I had some temperature errors with some Ziltech filament, but I can show you some pictures. If you didn't see my video I put out yesterday, here's some pictures of what I did on the Bamboo Labs. Buddy the Pit Droid. I just got this done. I need to do some more weathering on him, but I thought it'd be cool if he was yellow. My wife said, well, don't name him Buddy. That was our dog's old name. Well, Buddy's perfect. He's my little helper. And here he is watching TV with me on the couch. And my dog Nikita is just getting ready to bark at my wife because she's standing there getting ready to take a picture. And here's Buddy looking out the front door with the dogs. And here's Buddy here with an Xbox controller playing a game on my computer. Nice. Really cool. And then here's another model I just did from Sanix. He originally called it Warhammer, and then he changed the name to War Machine so he wouldn't get in trouble with Warhammer. But it's based off of a Warhammer character. It's just he can't call it that since he designed it. And on most of the metal parts, I used, oh God, I can't think of what it's called. A graphite powder. And it came out really nice, but as soon as I hit it with a clear matte finish, it dulled it out quite a bit. But the graphite powder worked really well on a lot of parts on it. So. How long did which take to finish, Joe? If you're talking about the Pit Droid, it's just a matter of printing all. If you watch my video, I printed all the parts, cleaned off the supports, took them out back, hit it with primer. Once that dried, I hit it with yellow paint, let it dry for a day or so, and then just put all the nuts and bolts together. And it's pretty simple. Yeah, I put out a video on it if you'd like to check it out. But yeah, it was very simple. It was just a ton of parts. You can buy all the files over on Etsy from Droid Division. I think he was like $28. It should take 3 to 4 rolls of filament, and then the bolt kit I bought for $50 off of a company on Etsy, free shipping out of California. And if you're thinking, well, why would you buy the nuts and bolts? If you have to go out and source everything, it might take forever trying to find everything. And then a lot of times you got to buy bolt kits and packs. And what if you don't want 20 or 30 bolts? You only want 2. So having a little kit was perfect. So I've got about $100 tied up in Buddy. So yeah, thank you. Or I can grab a link and I'll share it in chat. But I think I've done really good on it. And I did something in DaVinci Resolve I've never done before. You know, Bamboo Lab time lapse is how you all see them, how they grow. Well, I stacked 16 videos on top of each other in DaVinci Resolve, watched a video on how to do it, and once I got done, they're all on the screen at once. As a matter of fact, I can show it real quick if anybody didn't see it. And the first time I tried this, it messed up on me, and then I had to redo it, but I can show you a clip real quick. You got a minute?
I do.
Okay, here's a clip from my video yesterday.
Oh, here we go.
These are like all the separate parts that you printed.
Yeah. Then it'll go down to one video, and then it cuts back to me. Now, how I can make this better, I have to figure out what I can do to make it better. But
Better than I can do.
and then here it'll show you all the parts out back on my glass table I have. And that's the bolt kit you can buy off Etsy there. And you just look at the picture, put them in where they go. A few parts I had to take a drill bit, and I had to drill out the holes a little bit to make them fit. And then on a couple of them, I didn't have a drill bit large enough, so I had to take a file and sandpaper and waller it out to get the couple pieces to fit together. But it's a lot of fun putting together. And like I say, it's a droid. It's not supposed to look perfect and shiny like a new toy. You want it to be rustic and rough, if not look battle damage. So anyway. But it's a lot of fun.
Very cool. I don't want to do a larger decorative thing like that.
1 second, and I'll share the video. You just take the URL back down to 0 seconds. But yeah, if you guys aren't already subscribed to me on YouTube, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you don't like the video, leave me a thumbs down. Any interaction is good interaction. I appreciate it. And I shared this on Matt's channel, his group also. Pictures of Buddy, and then a link to this video. 3D print noobs for noobs. Any up and coming projects? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, we're probably going to do a review of this at some point, but I don't have enough print time essentially to do that. We have the new Uniformation GK2, the new version of it that I got to do a update review on.
Okay, the new one you have, a GK2, how's it different than the one that I have?
So this one I actually just took it out of the box last night, so I haven't even set it up yet. But this one, you can see the heaters are no longer here.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
So it's actually underneath the print module now. I don't know if they changed the UI or anything, but this one does not have a trip sensor like it used to right here on the older model. So I don't know if you can activate the flow or not. I'm not sure how it works. So
you'll have to wait till you go to your settings menu, because it's kind of funny. When I messaged the rep on Facebook, she said one thing, and then I'd emailed them at the same time, not knowing who was going to answer me, and they said totally something different. They said, well, go into settings, it's right below the volume button, which it's not. And then I went back to the PM, and she said, no, if you have the two heaters here, there's a trip sensor. It automatically works when the lid's shut. And on the new version, they put it underneath the bed. So that's why you don't see the heaters like on yours. And I love that printer. I love the hell out of it. I just don't like that the bed slides in place, because the type of that's what I'm using from a third-party company, because it's cheaper. It sticks. Once it's there, I have to actually pry the bed forward to be able to lift it. It doesn't slip, which I don't like that. I don't like having to pry it. But it's a great printer. Works wonderful.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's probably one of my, like, if I need something printed right now and I know it's going to work 100% of the time, hands down, I'll throw it on the GK2. It'll print every single time.
In my resin videos, if people, you watch them, you'll see the time lapse where it's growing. Then all of a sudden, you'll see fresh resin magically appear in the front and run in the vat. That's because overnight I'm just dumping resin to it, and it's not. And in one quick frame, it might, you'll see it change. The picture will change, but
right.
So I got that cable from Andrew Sink and Uncle Jesse, a Resin Labs cable. I hook up on my Canon camera. And the only reason I bought that $650 camera is so I could film Resin Labs videos for my YouTube channel. That's the only reason I bought the camera. But now occasionally I've been taping with it because I'm getting better quality than using a webcam or my cell phone. Anyway, it's trying to get my quality up. I just got to figure out the proper settings.
Right.
Make it look better. And I thought about, have you the P.O. Poly, the Forge? I think it's Panoply.
Yeah.
The Panoply Forge that you have to build from a kit. Did you ever get one of those?
I didn't. There was a lot of issues with that kit. I'm always helping Frankly Built out with his. He's always got issues with that thing, and I'm just not a big fan. And so for the price range, I mean, it's right in the price range of the Anycubic M3 Max, and it's a build kit essentially. So you're building it yourself for the same price of a machine that's slightly bigger and has a little bit bigger build volume, and this is cheaper. So kind of pointless in my opinion. But the biggest downfall of the Peopoly printers is it utilizes voxel dance or one of Blair Slicer. That's what it is. So it uses Blair Slicer, which is not user friendly in any way, shape, or form. So that's another big downfall of it. And one close, so the screen still filled but properly complicated.
I think they're talking about your Pit Droid video print, Jerry.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I can do that. As the video disappears, I understand. I have to look into that. DaVinci Resolve is very complicated, and I'm anyway trying to figure out things as I go. I've been using it for a long time. Tripod turned me on to it a couple of years ago, but that's what he was using. So I was paying for a program, and then I found DaVinci Resolve, and I love the hell out of it. But I could have two of me on screen or three of me talking to each other. It can do anything if you know how to set it up and do it. You can do pretty much anything with software. So, yeah, I would like to get a large format printer, but I'm not sure how much I would use it. But I would like to get something. Wally Gator, Walton Harris, that you probably know online, he had two original the Forges, I think, not the Forge, the ones that were $2,500, the really big ones they came out with.
Transform.
Yeah, he had two of those he wanted to sell online for $250 a piece, which is a great deal. He told me a couple of weeks ago, but he lives in Kansas City, and I'm not going to have him ship it. It costs too much money to ship one. Yep. So, and I don't live close. And then I think they're 4K, and they've been out for a bit, and I don't know.
Yeah, those are pretty good printers. But yeah, just shipping them is, good God, is that expensive. I mean, I basically paid for shipping this printer. Now, granted, this was like 2 or 3 day shipping from China, which was about $1,000. So,
you told me a long time ago that your wife quit selling jewelry, right? If you put a bunch of tables back there and put all that stuff in boxes, you could set up all kinds of resin printers on that back wall.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking about that because she has been kind of getting into the Bamboo Labs X1 carbon, and she basically wants to buy the full package. The carbon with up to 16 colors. She just basically wants to buy it all and set it up over in that corner. So we just need to get down here and clean out the space. And
my X1 carbon shipping, tax, everything to Vegas was like $1,670.
Yeah.
And of course, if you want to add another unit, that's $350. The gizmo to plug them all together is $50. So, have you already got an next one, Carbon?
I don't know.
I'd say if you're going to do that, buy one, see how you like it, and then you can always add on.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get in over your head right away with so much money. If something goes wrong or she's not happy, just buy one AMS, and if you like it, well, it'll cost you $350 plus $50 for the unit, and then after that, $350 for each additional for 4 spools.
Exactly.
And the only thing went wrong with mine is the sensor or the motor on the first slot was going bad, and it wasn't retracting far enough. But once I sent them the proper video and pictures, they replaced it no problem. It's a $35 part if I was to buy it, and I replaced it. And then occasionally a piece of filament, if I got a brittle roll, it might break off somewhere in the filament path on a PTFE tube, and I got to unplug a few things, fish it out, but it's usually minor. But it works great, and it's loud, but it's not that loud. I mean,
yeah, that's what I hear a lot about.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, my wife says I can't hear anything, and I got a hearing problem, but it's not that bad. So she says, "Oh, you got selective hearing." Well, okay.
Right.
And I said, if you're not, she'll talk to me from the bedroom all the time or be in the living room. I can hear her, but I can't make out what she's saying. I said, we're not in line of sight, don't talk to me. I can't hear you. So,
well, Zach, when he has his bamboo printing on stream, I can't really. It dominates the stream. I can't hear much of anything else.
Yeah. The eMake arrives on a pallet. Yes, it arrives in a pallet box, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah. But
yes,
so like shipping, I think the size or weight is like 150 pounds, and the machine itself is like 120 or 130 of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that kills me with a lot of companies. Even if you can get a good deal on the product, the shipping is, oh my God, it's crazy. Yeah. But somebody's got to pay it. So if the company won't eat it, and a lot of, like when I got my Frozen Mighty 4K, I wanted to get a deal from the company. I was going to do some videos on it, and the only deal I got free shipping and some resin, but I still paid $500 for the printer.
Yep.
So,
yeah, that's pretty much how I started with them. They gave me a choice to buy it at a slight discount. I think it was at 80% of retail or whatever, or I can pass it along to the next reviewer, and that's basically how that went. But that was back with a mini 4K when it first got announced. So I mean, but still, I think that was a $400 printer when it was released. So,
Right, I think when it first came out, it was $500.
Yeah,
and then they had a special. If you got the wash and cure, it was like $650 or something if you bought them both together. And I couldn't hook up my resin lapse cable to that printer, and I just never used it. I used it a couple times. Then I got the Anycubic, and I could easily hook up. So then every video was done with that. Another one just set. I eventually sold it for $300. I lost $200 in the deal, but it was just sitting there. So.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, I'd love to stay in chat, but I gotta play to catch. So I will catch you all later.
Well, be safe, have fun, and we'll look forward to seeing you online because I know you go live all the time. We have a great day.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Nice meeting you. Yep.
Does anybody else want to drop in? We're dying off here. We're down to 2 people, and I bet one of them is going to leave on me.
I'm not planning on leaving anytime soon, but.
So if anybody would like to pop in, you're very welcome to come in. I know Patrick from Light Source Engraving is going to pop in when he gets home in a little bit. He'll be on. He has a great channel and does a lot of great stuff with the LA Hobby Guy and Hobo with Wood. And if you don't know who Rich is, go check out the LA Hobby Guy. He does everything to do with Lightburn. He does a lot of stuff with Lightburn, a lot of great videos. And if you think I talk fast, yes, this is just how I am. If I know what I'm going to say, I can go 100 miles an hour. But sometimes I trip over my words and they don't come out right. So, but yeah, I can show you some pictures here. If you guys popped in late, I like showing off pictures of Buddy. You're like, who's Buddy? Buddy the Pitroid. Here's Buddy. I should have used an oil pan, but I thought that'd be funny for my thumbnail. And there my dog Nikita's getting ready to bark at my wife. And he's fully positionable. He's got bolts everywhere. If a hand or a leg should move too much, and I can tighten up the bolt or vice versa, loosen it up a little bit. But he got a little LED with 3 AAA batteries and glued in the front, hot glued in. Then he has a black lens over that, and then a clear one in front of that. I just use hot glue because I got to somehow be able to get to them when they die on me. But he's really cool. So I'm very glad I got it.
He's really cool. What LED package are you using? I know it's RGB in the background because it keeps changing color on you back there.
Let's see. I have to go back to my video and I can show you.
I tried to get Josh to come in. He says he's not available right now.
Okay, let me share a screen again.
Sure.
Let's just. We'll have a picture here in a minute. Looks like I left it in the bag right there. I was trying to figure out if I was going to time lapse this or how can I show the pictures. There it is right there.
Okay.
And on the back, the only thing on the back of that is a place where you put in 3 AAAs.
That's not bad.
It's got different lights on it. And then I got a little remote like you get with any light packs.
So if you wanted to, Jerry, you could. I mean, this is only if you wanted to. You could use one of those 5-volt LiPo, like cell phone charging packs to power it. And then put a micro USB charger in like underneath the bottom of the eye, so you could just plug it in. You wouldn't have to rip it out every time to swap the batteries out.
Okay, so how would I do that?
There's a couple ways of doing it. The easiest way probably would just be to go to Walmart and buy one of those super cheap, or some other whatever store you want to go to, buy one of those super cheap cell phone charging packs.
Mm-hmm.
And then just break it open and take the 5-volt output of it and feed it right into that light module, and then take the USB, the micro USB or whatever it uses for charging, and just position that in a little hole in the bottom of the pit droid. So all you'd have to do then is just hit a button to turn it on that you'd put near the bottom.
Well, yeah, like I say, it takes 3 AAAs now. So wherever those wire in to feed the board, then I'd have to put a different module in there, like you're saying, out of the cell phone charger or something, right?
It wouldn't be hard. You'd literally make one connection between the battery pack and the light light module.
Okay.
Or two connections, a positive and ground. That's all you need to do.
All right. Yeah, Kate, he can move if I position him. He doesn't move, so I'd have to position. Here, I can grab him. Let me grab him real quick. Oh. Then his fingers open and close. Everything's bolted together, but if something's too loose, I got to tighten it up. And then I can put him in a standing position, but I got to get his legs and his feet just right, and then I could have him stand. Now, there's this round piece right here and the one right above it. They simply slide together. So if I carry him like this, it might pull apart. So those two parts just press together. And you can make these I can't. Well, anyway, you know what I'm trying to say.
Automatronic, yeah.
Yeah. Where his head moves around. This one doesn't do that. I can position it. I can turn it side to side. And then his neck moves down here also. I can bend it back, and you can, kind of like he's laid back looking at you. These antennas I glued in. This eyepiece normally would just snap on, but when I added this light unit, because of where it's positioned, it was best that I glue this on. So I got that glued on. But yeah, he's really cool. Like I say, the file's like $26, $27. Now see his arm there just bent backwards. That right there at his elbow, that bolt is too loose. It should be stiffer. That way I could put it right there and it hold. I need to tighten that up. But he's really cool. So
I really like him too, Jerry.
And I got it's a flat yellow. I didn't want him shiny. He's not a toy. He's supposed to look like he could be, a functional robot, like in the movie. So you want him to be kind of rustic or dirty. And And where he has different shock absorbers, shocks and things like that that would make his joints smooth, I'm thinking about possibly making them chrome, silver, or something. I'm not sure. Or I could be like all my other projects, and I'll say I'm going to do it, and then like everything else, it'll sit here for years and years. And 2 years from now, you guys will, hey, did you ever weather your droid? I said, no, he's still yellow. I don't know. And then Paul the Alien, of course, you know about Paul the Alien. He still isn't painted. But he could be. Even if I just use spray paint, I could get him done. I could get her done. So he's really cool.
He really is. I would enjoy doing stuff like that, but did you see that the giant T-Rex that the guy printed in Australia? Like the life-size T-Rex skeleton that the guy made?
Not sure.
It was
my
on
video
Reddit.
just glitched again. I don't know why my video's doing that. It's driving me nuts. I hope it's not my Oddspot camera. This thing attracts me, which I have that turned off. I can't figure out why my video glitches. Then I've had a few people last week that said my video was blurry. And StreamYard, you log into it. I got OBS running in the background, but I don't know why I'm glitching occasionally.
You were dropping some frames earlier too when you had several people in here.
Oh wow.
You're a little choppy. But,
now, like I said, we're all logging into StreamYard. We're not logging into my computer. And I used to be on a high tier with Cox Cable where I was paying $125 a month, or a gig down, and it's like 35 or 40 up. And that was $125 a month. Now I pay $60 a month, and I dropped the plan way down. It's like 10 to 15. It's like 10 to 15 up, and I don't know, 300 or 400 down. It's really low, really slow, but it should be fast enough to stream. And if it's not, then I got to shell out more money for no reason if that don't fix the problem. So,
what resolution are you streaming at?
720p.
720. Yeah.
I pay $25 a month for StreamYard, and it's 720p. If I pay monthly, it's $50 a month, which I tried for a couple months. I can go 1080p. So,
Okay.
and then OBS in the background is 1080p.
Do you have anybody else on your network doing stuff?
My wife might be watching TV, an
Okay.
app, like Netflix or whatever.
Well, that might be the case then, because depending on what codec and compression you're using, I know 1080 can take up to 40 or 50 megabits with bad compression. I don't know about 720, but that you could be running into that 10 or 15 megabit upload limit.
How long did it take to print? Since I printed all of it on one printer, many days. I don't know. A very long time. I'll probably say almost 2 weeks, a week or so. I'm printing one part after another, and then every time you have a print that went on for 8 or 9 hours, 10 hours, and it failed, that goes in the garbage, and you're starting over. I've done a couple prints on my iFast big printer, the Dome. Now, the Dome, his head, you can print in 4 pieces on a small printer, or you can print it in 1 piece if you want. And I could have done that on my iFast, but I didn't want support damage doing it in 1 piece on a Dome. It's better to slice it and have a flat surface, and then just glue it together. So 2/3 of it was 1 piece, and the last 1/3 was the other part of the Dome. Then I just glued it together with super glue, and I took some putty. I puttied the crack, sanded it, and then painted it. Then I primed it and painted it. So, and then Sam Prentice, which has a whole bunch of P1Ps, he printed out that really big droid in like 4 days. But he had 4 printers running all the parts, and it stands 7 feet tall. So.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if he was in standard mode or sport mode. I'm not sure. But I ran everything in standard mode, which is still faster than a bed. And I was trying to do everything for the video on the Bamboo Labs, but it didn't work out that way. So, yeah, I figured let's see, where's his remote? Right here. Here's a little remote that comes with it. I can just change him to any. Oops. Oh, and by the way, this remote also affects my other lights that I have. I got LED bulbs lighting everything up in blue, and this thing will screw them up to the frequency. There, put it back on purple. Electronics are fun. When I built all the little droids from the droid series, I can see one of them right there, the egg bot, which has tracks on. I have a couple of those. I had to buy a bunch of servos and a remote control and this and that and other and a lot of nuts and bolts and a lot of extra parts. I've never taken them outside and played with them. They just sit there. So, you know, I really don't want to build any more droids like that because they won't get used. And I got all that money tied up in electronics and motors are not going to work. But as far as for Buddy, he's perfect. He can just sit on the shelf and have a light kit. That's really cool. And I do more droids like that? Yeah. I just have to go back on their website, figure out what I like, and figure out where I'm getting the money for fulfillment so I can print another droid. So that'll be cool. So
That makes
always
sense.
busy doing something, being retired. I just, do whatever. And my wife doesn't have any hobbies other than her cell phone and TV set. And she's probably still lurking in chat. I don't know. Yeah, Kate's working on dollhouse furniture. I have a couple pictures I can show you guys that she sent me last week or a couple weeks ago. Let me see where they're at. I saved them. Here's one of them. She cut that stuff out on her diode laser, and I believe she used all the little donuts are made out of clay, I want to say. And then she painted them. Looks like bread, French bread there, and some donuts. And then here's another picture here. Very cool.
Can you hear me?
Polyclay, yeah, I can hear you. I heard a thump, but I could hear you.
Okay, just making sure because I adjusted my audio settings. I realized I was on my webcam mic instead of my headphone mic.
Yeah, whenever you might want to get together and we can do StreamYard offline and just do a recording. I can do like an interview with you for like an hour or something, or however long it takes, half hour, hour and a half, and you can talk about all that you do and anything you want to talk about. It'll all be about you, and then I'll edit it and I'll throw it up on my YouTube channel and try to help promote you. So.
That'd be great. I'd appreciate that, Jerry. Absolutely. I just need to find the time. My schedule is,
Yeah, that other person I talked about, that person doesn't need to be there. I just thought if it was possible, it'd be really cool, but totally doesn't. It's all about you. So.
All right. I can reach out to her again, but she's busy,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get something to print on my Voron. I'm gonna go check it real quick.
Okay.
But
Polyclay,
well,
all right.
there we go. Now it's looking good. I had my Z offset wrong.
I'll throw you on a big screen there.
Oh, all right, you won't be able to see much. It's way over here. But yeah. Sorry, my bird's going off again. No, I got into 3D printing through electronics and computers. So, working on electronics is easy and fun for me. So.
Yeah, Kate, Liam was here for a while, and then he had to leave. He's busy with doing work stuff because he works from home and he's really backed up on his job, so he had to get back to work. But he was here, and then Matt was here also, but his back is bothering him, so he dropped out. So, if anybody would like to join in and make up for the people that aren't on screen, I can have up to 10 people at a time on screen, and we can talk about it. Any of your hobbies that you're working on. I need to get back and doing some CNC work. It's starting to warm up, and I have an MP CNC. I would like to get a Onefinity, but the Onefinity that I currently want is like $4,000, and I don't have $4,000 laying around.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
So,
yeah, Sebastian. If you have any questions, we got the Discord channel you can pop in for Baby Belt. It's with prices continuing to go down. I think you can probably build one for $90, maybe even, especially with the advancements I've done, getting rid of the expensive bolts and stuff like that. So,
how's the print quality? Good.
Print quality is it's not fantastic, but for a sub $100 printer, it beats like an Easy 3D and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely serviceable and usable, and it's dimensionally accurate if you build it right. You're not gonna get Prusa level print quality or Voron level print qualities or speeds out of it, but it does pretty decently. I have some prints, some pictures of some prints I can throw up if you want, Jerry. It's going to take me a
Sure.
second to find them.
What would it take to modify it to get better print quality? Is that a design thing, or is it not something somebody could tweak, or you're not sure?
Mainly, okay. Yeah, you could do that. Mainly, it's just I've been so focused on improvements that I haven't dialed it in as much as the community has for print quality. I'm gonna look at my Discord channel for Baby Belt Prints, because some of the guys here have really dialed it in and gotten some pretty fantastic prints out of it. Let me.
I've never started. I probably should have, but I never started a Discord channel for 3D-HP. I've got my YouTube channel, 3D Printing and Painting, which is also 3D-HP on Facebook that I've had forever, and it slowly grows. I only get a couple people a week join, but there's like 5,000 or 6,000 members on my group that don't post very often. But that's kind of like my YouTube channel. I've got like 4,200 subscribers on YouTube, but then I put out a video. Oh, here we go. And hardly anybody watches it. So
this is the Discord channel. That was made a printer
nice.
Crashmax made that he printed. People just printing stuff. Here, this is more stuff that Crashmax did. That's Megai Beer's alligator. He's Crash Hedgehog. You know, he's done a lot of good tuning on these. This is
Zombie Hedgehog or a different person?
That's Crashmax's Hedgehog too. I don't know who made the
Oh,
file.
okay.
It's printables right here.
Okay.
Yeah. But here we go. Here's the Flexi Dragon. You can see a little bit of stringing on the antlers or whatever you want to call it. But here's some
Yeah, I
bad cheese
posted
coming
my
off.
Sebastian. I post my videos on Twitter. Every time I do a video, I post it on my Facebook page, my Facebook group, and then usually a few other channels on Facebook. And then I always post it on Twitter. So if you're following me on Facebook or Twitter, you'll see the video links.
So, you know, this is an older video, older print from like 3 or 4 versions ago, and this is the very first print somebody got off one of them. But just stuff. But you can get the idea that if tuned properly, it can do. And this is TPU, but the belt stuck, so that print didn't turn out right. It's a Fred the Frog, but just showing that it can do TPU. But yeah, tuned it can do fairly well. And not tuned, you know, it needs some work. it is a build it yourself printer, so.
Yeah, Kate just sent me a new picture. I'll import it here and show you in a second.
Okay.
Looks like she sent me 2 emails. One of them was empty, and then the other one I got a second email. So let me pull that in. Okay, here's, as soon as it's done uploading, there we go. Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Very small. You can see the pencils and pins behind her, so that's very little. And actually, you can see Rob on the screen there.
Well, I'm comparing it based on, it looks like that's a laptop she has it on, and that's the trackpad underneath the piece of furniture on the left, and it's taking up about half the trackpad, it looks like.
Very small. Very nice. Excellent work. Nice work, Kate.
Beautiful. Absolutely. I don't have the fine dexterity for that. All right.
You know, we've got 14 people on Twitch watching, and on YouTube we've got 14 people, so we're even right now. And anybody watching on Twitch, if you'd like to do a drop, here we go. It's up and running. You can want to do a drop. Here, I'll drop an alien. Look in the little cabinet 1 second. I'll pull it back up. Oh, Zombie, that's right. I forgot about that. You have an anniversary giveaway stream. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I think I read something online about it. He was having a stream, but... And today I won't be doing a filament giveaway. I can only do 3 a month with Ziltech. And then last week, Tim from TH3 donated a roll of filament, so I gave away 2 rolls last week. Let me go back and look at that picture and look on the shelf. Yeah, I can't zoom in with this picture right here. Hey, Pete, what's going on? Think he has 3 things to give away? Okay. Yeah, thank you, Pete, for sharing everything that I post on Twitter. I appreciate that.
So, Jerry, what do you think you're going to work on next?
Me? Well, I got a resin company sending me 6 bottles of resin probably next week, and I'm going to be probably printing some models from Wicked, and then I'm getting a couple big bottles of what do you call it? I can't think of the name of the resin. You make gears and stuff. Engineering resin.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to go over here and check out this GrabCAD site that Matt from Akuma Mods was talking about and see what's on there. Find something really cool and I can print. It's got to be interesting for a video. I can't take engineering resin and print a model with it because that'd be a waste of resin.
Yeah.
So,
I've actually been very interested. I'm gonna definitely watch your video on engineering resin, because I have some resin printers and most of what I do stuff is engineering stuff, and it would be fun to play around with like real engineering resin instead of just using decorative resin for engineering stuff when I need to do it.
yeah. And last week, within the last couple of weeks, GrabCAD is great. Hey, Alan Wilson, hello. Yeah, I've never checked it out. I'll check out GrabCAD. As a matter of fact, let me just pull it up on the screen. Looks like they'll do stuff for you, but Matt said somewhere here they had library, probably, right?
I'd imagine so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wow. That's actually super cool.
Well, that's not much stuff, so I don't think I'm at the right page. 5,610,000. Am I reading that right? Million or billion? Million?
Million. Mm-hmm.
Free CAD files, but you got to join the community. Okay, I'll have to do that and see what's there. So I can find something cool to make or design, or not design, but print. What's the difference between regular resin and engineering resin? Well, one costs a hell of a lot more money and is supposed to have, I don't know how to explain it, but the properties are supposed to be tougher and stronger and not brittle and can withstand force of having like gears. You know, I don't know. I've never tried engineering resin. A long time ago from 3DRS here in the US, I got some engineering resin. I had trouble printing with it. I just printed some models. I didn't do anything with it to make the video good. But it's dental resin, for instance, making teeth, when a lot of porcelain and a lot of dentures are made out of the resin printed. And that's a special type of resin. So regular old resin like I buy for $20 a bottle, they would shatter. You couldn't use those.
Yeah. It's my experience is if you try to use regular resin prints for anything structural, they just shatter like glass. They're even weaker than glass, and they're incredibly brittle.
And if I had a teleprompter running when I do the video talking about dental resin, I could sit there and tell you in detail, like I'm an expert, exactly what it is and how it's made up, as long as I look at the camera the whole time and I'm just re-scripting it. So. Anycubic ABS light. Okay. I've been printing with Sunlu lately. I've been buying Sunlu resin, printing with it quite a bit. Anycubic, I'm eating a cracker. I apologize. Anycubic sent me out some of their Craftsman resin a long time ago. And in the video, what they sent out worked great. And then a few weeks after that, I bought 4 or 5 more bottles of the same thing on Amazon, and I had a lot of fails. And I won't use their Craftsman resin because I had so many fails and had to return it to Amazon to get my money back. But that was like a year ago. And a lot of resins, I try to pay around $20, $25 for a liter for a big bottle, a kilogram. It all depends who's got a good price and if I've used it before. Okay, I'll take a look. Let's see. Okay, I thought the actual teeth were printed out of some type of resin, a dental resin. I didn't think it was a mold. I thought it was actual teeth. Because I've seen videos of teeth actually coming out of the resin on wherever they make them at. Oh, you had trouble crapping also? Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was like water. It was really watery, and I couldn't print with it very well. Every resin that I've ever tried, I usually, if there's a profile for that printer, how can I explain this? Most of the time when I buy resin, I pour it in the printer and I slice a model and it prints fine. Very rarely do I have to tweak settings. I might have to add more supports, have more dense supports. I usually run 75 to 80% with light supports. That way I can actually remove them, and I make them very dense because on a lot of parts, if they're too big and heavy, they'll pull off the supports. But most of the time, I can just shake it up, pour it, print. Let's see if I got another email here.
Sorry about that, Jerry.
No worries.
Nothing like a client calling you on a Saturday night saying, "Can you make an appointment now to do something?" And I'm like, "No, call the office."
If that other person was to want to be involved with the video because of the time difference, I'm retired. It doesn't matter. I can get up at any hours of the night. If we wanted to pre-record something, it's not a problem. If that ever happened.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I want to involve that other person with a telepresence robot.
Okay.
For quite obvious reasons. I think that would be a home run for her, for the person. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome.
Alrighty, cool.
Yeah, but like I say, I talked to you like a month ago about this, and I haven't heard back from you. So whenever you want to get together and do something, or actually, we could do a whole bunch of some things, and I can put it all together. If you have an idea to do this today, because you got that ready, we could tape it, and then over a period of time, we can take a bunch of stuff, and I can make a video out of it if you wanted to do that.
That sounds like a great idea, Jerry. I apologize for being
Oh, no,
slightly AWOL.
I'm retired. I'm busy always doing something else. I just thought it'll help you out. It'll help out my channel by having content. And it'll help promote you. So I thought it'd be cool to do.
Okay. Absolutely. No,
Kate, thank you very much, Kate, for $25 on PayPal. Thank you. Awesome. Very awesome. Here, let me give my dogs a cracker. And I got another picture from Kate I want to show. I have Ritz crackers. I buy these little packs. And my dogs, I feed them people food all the time, and now they're so used to it, they act up. They don't get one all the time. Let's see, where's that picture at? Okay.
Bird's the same way with peanuts.
Oh my God, this is real little. She's got to have a tape measure next to it. Okay, here we go. Here's another picture that Kate sent me.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
We got a little 2 bottles of JD in there. That's cool. Or they almost look like pictures of JD, but that's real little. That's tiny.
Tiny. How'd you make the glasses and bottles?
Oh, and there's glasses in there. Yeah, there is.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool, Kate. I'm assuming you already have a great big dollhouse that you're putting all this in, or you just making a bunch of furniture and then you're going to design and make a dollhouse from scratch, or did you buy a pre-made kit or something? Spring from Anycubic want to interview makers. Yeah, a long time ago when Spring was with G-Tech, she had me on. I've been on a couple different live streams a very long time ago regarding stuff. And then Anycubic decided they no longer want to work with me for doing videos. So I wanted one of their resin printers they came out with, and they said my channel's too small magically, and they don't want to work with me. So I no longer advertise for Anycubic. If they don't want to work with me, then I'm not going to promote them no more. So
That's fair.
And Spring had contacted me about posting something on my group, and I said that I won't post it. And I said, but we're still friends. She goes, well, if you were a friend, you'd post it. I said, no, this is for your company. This has nothing to do with you. You know, this is to make your company money and promote them. And I do love my Anycubic resin printer. It currently isn't working, but I've had no problems with their products. But I'm not going to promote them if I can't keep promoting them and review other things. But my channel is too small. But that's my fault. I've known people that have been making YouTube videos for a year, and they already have 30 or 40,000 subscribers. I've been making videos for 7 years. I got like 300 videos. I've got a little over 4,000 subscribers. Why? I don't know. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm ugly. Maybe my videos are boring. I'm not exciting enough. I don't teach enough stuff in every video. I tend to show you what I made, and then I might give a couple little tips and tricks. But when I did the one video talking about how to take barrels and different connectors and crimp them, that video went through the roof because I was teaching you something. So it's all a matter of me making content that people want to actually sit there and watch. So
That makes sense. Now, Jerry,
Yeah.
you meant... Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you mentioned a company that I'm very curious about how they're doing right now, and that's G-Tech.
I have no idea.
Yeah, because I know they were doing fairly well, and then they pulled that stunt with the 3D printer professor's bed leveling thing, and I haven't seen much from them lately.
Tags and titles, yes. I put every possible tag that I can put in that might be related to the different products. I have like, I don't know, as many tags as I can put in there. You're only allowed so many characters. SEO, I don't know what SEO means.
Search engine optimization.
Yeah, I still don't understand it, but I pay for TubeBuddy, like $5 a month for TubeBuddy, and I try to get the right keywords in. And quite often on my videos, I like the thumbnail for my current video is Buddy the Pit Droid was on it. And then I had Buddy the Pit Droid, I think, down in the title, and then I realized later that night, no, you should say Star Wars Pit Droid. So I went and edited that out, and I put Star Wars Pit Droid. So if somebody searches the word Star Wars, my video should hopefully pop up. But I've been trying to get all the keywords right for a long time. So, and then occasionally I'll do a YouTube short. Like I did a short the other day. I filmed this right here that I made. So it looks like it goes up into infinity. It's noisy because it doesn't have bearings in it, but it's pretty cool if you watch it. You're thinking, how is that working? Well, the secret is when I pull this up, these 3 things inside are actually twisting. You just can't see them twisting. It looks like it's going up into infinity. So that's pretty cool.
That's super cool, Jerry.
I set this inside the X1 Carbon, and since it doesn't move real easy, I had to hold it down with one hand. I set up my cell phone upright so it could be a short. You can't have it sideways. It's got to be upright, and it's got to be under a minute long. So I mentioned where it came from on printables, and I showed it work, and that was my short.
Yeah, Sebastian, yeah, I'm looking at the printer now. It looks...
Yeah, I haven't looked at it, but it might be like the original Elegoo Mars, real tiny.
Yeah, it looks like a Mars or Photon or something like that, except even cheaper.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new Crowley printer they're talking about. We were talking about it earlier. Somebody seen some what they thought were pictures, or yeah, of course, everybody's gonna try to copy Bamboo.
Yeah, that was me.
And I've had some diode laser companies get a hold of me, and they want me to review some older lasers. Well, they're 5 watt. I've already done things similar to that. I don't just to make content. I don't want old stuff. I want up and coming stuff. I want stuff that's better than what I already have or equal to. I don't want to go backwards on my channel. I want to go forwards. So I don't want to just because people say, well, you're getting it free. Well, no, you're not. Because if you make content, time is money. It takes a long time to film everything, edit everything, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, you make how much an hour? How much would you pay yourself? So time is money. So it's not really getting it free. Oh, Zombie's wrapping up. Well, maybe you'll raid me. I don't know. So hope he had a great stream, and happy birthday to Zombie.
Absolutely.
I'll probably have another birthday stream. I had one last year. I think I had some giveaways. I'm not sure if I did or not. But my birthday's June 12th. Unfortunately, I'm going to be 59 years old. And that sucks. Loved it when I was in my 40s, and you hit your 50s, and everything's downhill, right? So,
You say that, and I'm in my mid-30s. You're making me nervous.
yeah. My son is 34, I think. Yeah, 34. He's born in 88, November 88.
87 for me, so yeah.
Okay. Maybe 33 then. I forget. My wife's like, well, how could you forget his birthday? Well, he's 30-ish. Your boy's 40? Okay. Oh, it says 1 year Twitch. Okay. All right. Let me throw that up so people can read it. Because if you're on Facebook, you're not seeing the Twitch comments and vice versa. So if I don't throw them on screen, people are like, what's he talking about? I don't see the comment. July 5th. Okay.
Here we go. So
I remember. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say I have the picture of Joel posted on Twitter yesterday, a edited photo from Creality's K1 that you can see a little bit more of it because the original photo is really dark, and I can share that if you'd like.
Sure. Anything you want to share.
Alrighty.
Other than your feet. Because I guess feet aren't allowed.
No, I
On
won't
Twitch.
do that. Don't worry.
Yeah, my wife says I got Fred Flintstone feet. That's what she says. They're not that bad. All right.
So that's what they shared, which is not very revealing. And then Joel did some video editing stuff, and you can see more of the fan shroud and the belt pattern, stuff like that. So you can see a little bit. But yeah, all the comments are like, "Oh, they cloned Bamboo." You know? So,
that's the nature of things. Everybody copies everybody.
oh yeah, of course.
If
Absolutely.
anybody that says that they're copying, if they had the money and they were doing the same thing, everybody would get their idea from another company and try to make their version of it. That's just how reality works.
Oh, absolutely. Somebody comes out with a good idea, why not? You know,
And even
yeah.
if you put a patent on something, depending on what country you're in, that may not mean anything.
Yeah.
And then patents run out. So even if you're in a country where it came out, it's like my iFast, my kitty chitty iFast that I have. It's got a heated chamber. It only goes up to like, I don't know, 65 or 70 C, not really high, but no other company can make one like it till their patent ran out on it. Whoever did it here in the US, the patent ran out, and then this company and whoever else copied them and started doing the same thing. So.
Right. Makes sense. Yeah.
Everybody copies everybody, so which is a good thing, I guess, because then you get more people making things, and no one company's holding the market, and then it causes them to possibly come down in price or have more variety because somebody else is doing the same thing.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm all about iterative innovation, 100%. Stratus is what hold us back from 3D printing for so long with all their patents with FDM. So you know, I'm not criticizing. I just, you know, hey, look at that, you know, kind of an idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah,
exactly, Kate.
I used to have a rep a couple of years ago with Corrali. I had a few printers I reviewed, but that rep left the company. I currently don't have a rep for Corrali to contact. So whenever I try to get a hold of them, I go to their Facebook group to the contact, and it says, "What's your order number?" I make up an order number just so I can hit send, and then I hope they get back with me. Or I'll go to a Facebook group. I'll see who the admins are, and I'll try to randomly pick somebody. I'll try to PM them. I'll say, "Hi, I'm Jerry with 3DHP, and I do blah, blah, blah," and I'll send them some links and hope to hear back to them. But I don't have a direct contact.
I agree with you, Sebastian. Yeah. I had a contact with EZ3D because I did some work for them, and that person's no longer there. I no longer have a contact with EZ3D, so.
And then sometimes with a company, if you're PMing a certain person that has an American name with the Chinese company, of course, that's probably a made-up name. That way you can communicate with them. When another person takes over for them, they might use the same profiles. That happened to one company for filament. I started talking to a new person with the same name, and I brought up something in the past we discussed. They didn't have no idea what I was talking about because they were simply using that profile, and that's what they told me. They just took over the profile on Facebook from that other person.
That makes perfect sense.
So,
yeah, that was It was Polar stuff before Marlin put Polar firmwares back into mainstream options. Because they had Polar for a couple years and they dropped support for it, and then I came out with a couple Polar firmwares and I was asked to make a Polar firmware, and I did, and then 4 or 6 months later, Marlin had Polar support again. So. Oh, you just glitched again, Jerry.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why, but I wish I could fix it.
I've seen 2 different video errors from you. One where it looks like the video signal's dropped. Another one where it looks like you just dropped frames from low bandwidth. So I don't... You could have multiple issues going on. I hope that's not the case.
I taped in StreamYard about a month ago, and it was just a recording, and then I downloaded it, and my video was freezing. My audio was fine, my video was freezing. So I got to make sure if we do something together that we do a test first. I download it, and then I come back and look at it, because if my video's locking up and freezing, or yours is, vice versa, when we just spend an hour discussing stuff, that'd screw everything up.
Absolutely, yeah. So, sorry, my bird's blowing raspberries in the background. I don't know if you can hear it.
No, I don't.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a person join my Facebook group one time, and their name was Chinese characters. I guess they have a keyboard that has those characters. Obviously, mine don't. And I messaged them, and of course, they got Google Translate or whatever. They can communicate with me. And I said that you need to change your name because nobody can tag you in your post because we can't type in those characters. We can't tag you or something if we want to reply directly to you. So they changed their name to something that we could read.
Makes sense.
And TikTok, I've only posted a few videos. I don't do much with TikTok. I think it's kind of a waste of my time. It's slowly going away, but I can post shorts on YouTube. I've never started a Discord channel. Why? I don't know. I'm on every other platform. I guess I could start one. I don't know how I would grow it other than just tell people about it and then post there. Because a lot of people don't like Facebook, but I love Facebook for companies and all the stuff that I do because they post on Facebook. And that's the greatest way in the world to get a hold of any company regarding any product. It's through a Facebook group. If somebody doesn't like all the BS on Facebook, well, on your regular page, don't go there. Don't do that. Just go there for the companies.
I like Discord for the baby belt stuff, because it's easy to post stuff and update, and people can jump in and take a look and make comments, and it's a good back forth with a good log and track history with good organizational sections. So.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything news, Kate. Last thing I heard is the U.S. was trying to make the owner sell it to somebody. Otherwise, they'd ban it in the U.S., which they could do very simply. But, they shouldn't do that. But
I saw some of it. The people in the government talking to him did not know what they were saying.
Yeah, they were calling it TikTok, TikDoc, everything else. They
Tic-tac.
didn't Tic-Tac. They didn't even know what they were talking about.
They know what they're talking about. Don't understand the technology at all. It was
Yeah.
another series of tubes incident. So that was disappointing and embarrassing for the United States again. But sorry, that's politics. I'll stop.
That's fine. We can talk a little bit about whatever. I'm not strict on anything.
So
And I noticed whenever I upload a video on YouTube, one of the boxes I have to check, it says you're not talking about firearms and swearing and all this other stuff. And I got to check none of the above for the rating. And one of them says 3D printed guns, anything, the plastic guns. They don't really talk about anything to do with guns. Now, if I do a Star Wars gun or something, I'm still going to check the same box, but there's nothing wrong with that. If YouTube don't like it, too bad. It's nothing. I'm not, trying to tell you how to make a 3D printed gun that actually works. It's a laser gun that will never work, and it's a movie prop or something like that.
right.
So, but it's their algorithm. It's not a physical person that's tagging things. It's all programmed to search out different things. Then if it sees it, then it flags the video for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. It's I'm actually printing a laser gun right now. I think I mentioned that earlier in the stream, actually. The target thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a old cartoon Darkwing Duck prop gun that Micro Center released from Disc 001 stuff. Yeah, prop. There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Don't use the word gun or anything like that. Or laser gun. Just say a prop gun. Prop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blaster. Yeah. That kind of stuff. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and like I say, I got Bizarre on this my iPad that Sergio bought me. I subscribed to Bizarre, the program that will run on an iPhone or an iPad and won't work on my PC because I can't get an app on my phone and try to design stuff. It's too small. I need something at least as big as an iPad, which I have now. So I'm trying to improve my content and my quality on my videos. So it's like I got the little thing in the bottom where it says like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I bought that little thing off of Etsy, and then I have to import that in there, and I got to do a few things to make the green screen go away. Matter of fact, last week I spent an hour trying to figure out how to get rid of the green screen. I'd seen it in the video, and I go into Fusion inside of DaVinci Resolve, and you do this couple things, and it's very simple to get rid of it, but I forgot how. And I spent an hour just trying to work on my video just to get rid of that one thing, because I forget how to do things. I'll figure it out, and I don't always write it down, and then next time I need to do it, it's like, how did I do that? I forgot. So it sucks being forgetful.
Yeah. I'd get some of that too with technology.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another maker popping in.
Nice.
We have the one, the only. I don't know what I should call him. I'll just bring him in. Tripod.
Hey.
I was trying to think of something exciting to call you, and I couldn't think of what it was.
Nothing exciting about me, buddy.
How you doing?
Just rearranging the garage. So
nice. Is your wife helping you, or your daughter?
yeah, she did help, and the daughter
Okay.
helped because I did well, it's a mess down the middle, but
Here, let me change camera angles here. We see it better.
yeah. So I took the tool chest, replaced it because I had to put the next review of that laser right there, and I think it weighs
nice.
100 pounds. So now it's like the tool chest is like almost like looks like a kitchen now over there. But yeah,
Oh, wow.
you gotta make a mess, or you gotta make a mess to clean sometimes, right, and organize. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Hey, everybody, and John. Yeah, nice. Stealing from someone's catchphrase there with Astro. Hello.
Yeah, Lightburn, you can
Astro.
pretty much drop anything into Lightburn, design it in Lightburn. There are other programs people use and they import it, but that's not always necessary. Do you want to add to that, John?
Well, I was going to ask you if you if and when you use a laser, you design another program or use just the Lightburn has its own basically canvas that if you want. Otherwise, you could use what do I use? It's a free. It's like a Photoshop. It's on my other computer. It's disconnected.
I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about.
So starting to look more like a shop now in here. But oh my gosh, it's just so much of a mess. I gotta clean up. It's a free app. Why am I? It's.
Wait till I'm 68 and I forgot what I forgot. Hey, John Strand. Hello, how you doing?
Hey, John.
He wasn't thinking of Tinkercad. Yeah, Inkscape probably.
Inkscape, yeah.
Inkscape, yeah, I got that. Thanks, Kate.
Yeah, Inkscape is really good. So I use it for not only for simple stuff for like signs to be used on the plasma or there. So
the big laser you're showing to your left, how does it take care of its cooling? Is there a separate one to your left? The big one to your left. Oh, you're frozen. There you go. Yeah, that one.
That one? No, that one's that's the M1. So that's the that's a 2-in-1. That's the X tool. It's basically a Cricut and a 10-watt diode.
Okay. And that other one, what does it do for cooling? The bigger one?
It has a built-in cooler.
Okay.
So yeah, it doesn't have it's in the back. It has a separate cooling tank. So I'll point it out in the review, but it has literally a coolant to tank. Say hi to the wife. She's right there.
Hey, wife.
Hello.
Hey again.
How you doing? We're live right now on YouTube and Twitch. We got 23 people watching.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a slow day. Yeah, some days we have a lot of people, some days we don't.
Yeah, actually, this isn't a bad backdrop now. Once it's all cleaned up, it'll look decent. So. But
yeah, Kate's saying tripod. She builds doll furniture. Look,
and she says hi, wife. Kate and 3D for Joe. Hi, Bear and wife. Oh yeah, Bear is right there. He's always around. And then you got Oreo. Hey, say hi, Oreo. So, yeah, there's lots of cleaning.
Yeah, the droid came out really good. The pit droid, I'm real happy with it.
I'm glad it knows how. I'm glad that we potty trained it.
Yeah. My wife said, "Why'd you do that?" I said, "Well, that's my nature. That's kind of personal."
You would have been added a little bit. You crammed a lot into only 9 minutes, but having it poop parts.
Okay. Yeah, have it
short.
Have it squatting over an oil pan. Have nuts in an oil pan. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe the next video.
And then grease comes out. Oh man, it's got diarrhea.
Yeah.
As long as you don't start playing with a grease gun, we're good.
Yeah, I've never stacked videos like that because I had to watch a video on YouTube how to do it. That's the first time I took that many time lapse. I had 16 of them stacked on top of each other, and that anyway, first time I tried it didn't work, so I had to delete it and redo it. But
yeah, the only time I ever did multiple videos like that was when I did the speed comparison on the Commarker fiber laser, and I was like, okay, how do I show it? The speed test and quality. Yeah, and I did. It was pretty cool how he did all those at once.
So yeah, whenever I have an idea or I see something, I go and watch a video. You probably do the same kind of YouTube video. People that explain how to use the software to do this and do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, now I probably got to go do another droid. This was a lot of fun. A lot of parts.
Yeah, I think it's time for me to start coming down. After I got 2 more laser reviews, and I have just ignored a lot of emails lately. So I just need to get going with creative content that I've been wanting to do.
So if interest rates come down, do you guys ever see yourself selling and buy a bigger house so you got a bigger garage, or you don't know?
We're moving in 5 years.
What's that?
We're moving in 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so chances are we would like to have a shop big enough, but this is the minimum requirements is a 2-car garage. But still want a garage too. So
2.5-car garage.
2.5?
For this.
No.
For
Well,
all your
yeah. For so my requirements would probably be at least a 2.5 car for a garage for a shop. But I'd rather have just an outbuilding of shop and then use a garage for a car. I know it's a novel idea, but especially for us Midwesterners with bad weather, we never park in our garages. So, but when we move, and the wife was like, "Oh, you got finally have the garage the way you want it, and then we're gonna move." I'm like, "Well, that's a selling point." So everything except for the mini system and RC cars can go with it if the check is right. Shit, even those could go with it. So.
Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch right now. Every Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific, I do a live maker hangout.
Well, I'm in the land of rust and corruption known as Illinois.
Kate, who needs a wife? Tripod's got a wife. He's got kids. He's got dogs. He got everything.
kids are
Yeah, they're empty nesters.
they're adults.
Yeah.
Youngest is going to be 19 at the end of next month.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If I had a brand
new,
I always say garages are for workshops and vehicles belong in the driveway. If you got a real nice vehicle, you don't want it out in the sun or the weather. You want it in the garage. So if I had a 3-car garage, I'd probably park a vehicle in the garage if it would fit. My next vehicle will be, in 3 years. When I turn 62, I'll get my Social Security. It's supposed to be like $1,650 a month. Then maybe I can take $500 or $600 of that and buy a nice vehicle. And then I'll probably keep my little truck if I ever need to haul anything, because you always need a truck. So we'll wait and see what I get. I don't know.
Yeah, and so when you get rid of a truck, you don't realize how much you need a truck. So
yeah,
it's always the case. When we sold our truck to get an RV, that lasted all of 3 years. And then we got another truck because it was like
you go to the store, you want to buy something, you got to get it delivered, you got to call a friend. Yeah, that's a big pain. Or if somebody throws out something you really want on the curb, you can't bring it home because you can't haul it. So
that's usually us that's throwing it out. So
yeah.
That's why I have 2 trucks.
Oh, he needs a wife. She's talking about my droid. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Make another droid and paint it pink, huh? I don't know.
Put some anatomy on it.
Yeah. Put some bolts on the front of it.
Yeah, there you go. See, now you're getting it, Jerry.
Yeah.
USB noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have a version of this on Droid Division where the head will move around. It makes sounds. I just put the light kit in it.
Anyways, I just want to drop in and say hi. It was a great video. So
thank you very much.
I've been listening to you as your wife was like, I was actually unboxing the laser, and wife's like, "Do you need me to mute it?" I was like, "No, that's what editing's for. I'll just take it out." Or maybe I'll put it in Jerry's stream. Who knows?
Oh, okay.
In the background.
Cool.
So,
yeah, I'd appreciate the plug. Appreciate the plug. Say, hey, you guys, if you hear all that noise, that's that guy Jerry 3D HP talking back there. That'd be cool.
Oh, my back is already hurting. That laser is over 100 pounds. So
wow.
My daughter and I put it up there. So,
how's your daughter's business going? Is she still doing that?
Yeah, she's actually going to go to Murph with us.
Oh, cool.
She's going to plug her business there.
Nice.
Are you going to make it to Earth this year?
Yeah, Murph and Earth, just not the Rocky Mountain one. It's just I don't have enough paid time off for that.
I don't blame you.
Oh, we got 4-wheeling to do and other activities, so.
Yeah, Patrick from Laser Maker's Realm might pop in here in a little bit. He's doing something with his kids. And then he said Light Source Engraving. He said he might pop in.
Well, I may come back. So we're thinking about dinner. So.
All right.
We'll catch you guys. Maybe I'll be back in a few.
All right. Take care. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Well, that's nice of him to pop in.
Absolutely.
Where's Liam, Pete? Liam was here earlier, but he's working with his job that he does from home. He says he's swamped and he had to go. And then Matt was here earlier, but his back is bothering him really bad, so he dropped out. But Matt may pop back in, but I doubt that Liam will come back in. He's swamped with work. So, and like I say, sometimes we have up to 10 people at a time on stream. Some weeks we don't. It all depends. But if anybody would like to drop in on camera and talk about what we're talking about, here is a link. We're live right now on YouTube and Twitch.
Till then, you
So
just
anybody that's lurking and I sent you a link, or I didn't send you a link, you're welcome to come in. I send out like 20 to 25 links every week. I go on Facebook and I tag people, and I go on to Twitter, Twitter. And then I message different people with links to drop in. So, and then sometimes I don't message. Like, for instance, Michael with Teaching Tech, occasionally he drops in when he can. I know he's really busy down in Australia. I sent him a link last week and he said he was camping with his family that he couldn't drop in. I did not send him this one this week. I don't want to bug the man, so I randomly send him a link like once a month if he would like to drop in occasionally when he has time. He's very welcome to. But I don't want to bombard him every week with the same link. So
till then, you're stuck with me.
that's fine. I love having any and all makers on. It's very welcome. So, and everybody out there, none of us are professionals. We all know what we know, and we're always learning every day. You never stop learning. So,
Absolutely. Well, Jarrett, you normally stream till 10 minutes from now, right?
it depends. 3-4 hours. It all depends what's going on. I could, if nothing happens in the next 5 minutes, I'll probably raid and drop off in 5 minutes because we're down to 2 people and there's not much going on. And thank you very much, Kate, for $25 on PayPal. I really appreciate it. And everybody that occasionally donates to me, I really appreciate it. It helps out immensely. Yeah, everybody learns from everybody, and nobody knows everything. And anybody says, "Oh, I don't ever have a failure, everything's perfect," they're lying, because everybody has problems occasionally. So
absolutely.
I mean, like this Bamboo Labs printer, it's printing great, and I done the droid on it, but I wasted almost a whole roll of filaments. I kept having failures with the Ziltech film I was using until I ran it hotter. I was running it at 220 on a bed slinger. I run it at 210. Once I kicked it up to 225, I quit having those failures. Was that the problem? Not. It looks like it was. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was a temperature problem. But other than that, the printer's been working fine. So,
well, Jerry, if you want to, I'm not doing much for the next little bit. If anybody wants to ask any kind of like technical questions, we can try to answer them if that's something you want on your stream.
Anything, yeah. Anybody has any questions for Rob, the baby belt printer, or anything he works on? I mean, he's a lot smarter and younger than I am, so he'll probably be able to answer pretty much anything.
I'm electrical engineer by trade. I do computer science and computer repair. I've, from 3D printing standpoint, CAD designing, electronic schematics, electronic repair, firmware, anything on up from that. So if anybody has any of that vein of questions, I'll give you my 2 cents. That's what it's worth. If anybody has any questions.
And when is it? Is it next weekend? Rocky Mountain Rep Rop is happening. I think it's next week, right?
I think so. I'm totally not going, and I'm a little gun shy of anything with Rocky Mountain in its name right now. So, because that's what really put me under for several months was the Rocky Mountain spotted fever.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the weather's around the country still been terrible. I mean, California's been getting bombarded, and they just had a tornado go through somewhere in the Midwest and it killed like 20-something people yesterday.
I saw that. It's incredible.
I've never been in a tornado, and I would hate to live somewhere that had tornadoes. I can't imagine you wake up or you come home and your house is gone. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's just stuff and it can be replaced, but still, it's horrible. And people losing their lives over such things.
I've had a couple tornadoes come through here in Virginia, and then when I lived in Louisiana, we had a couple come through there too.
90. Oh, LA had a tornado the other day. I've never heard of LA having a tornado, but they had a tornado. Are
you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think the only thing that could affect me where I live in Las Vegas would be an earthquake. Where I live in the valley, I'm not down in the bowl. I'm up high in the valley. So the only thing that could affect my house would be high wind or an earthquake. And I don't think we could ever have a tornado here, but I guess because we're in a bowl, mountains all the way around it, I don't think it could happen. But you wouldn't think there'd be a tornado in California either, in LA.
Yeah, I'm most susceptible to hurricanes living across the street from the Chesapeake Bay. So
Oh, the temperature. I thought you meant they had 90 tornadoes. Yeah, right
Mississippi.
now it's 58 in Vegas right now, according to my computer screen.
When I lived in Bossier City, Louisiana, it was, you tell people, oh, it's 98, 99 today, and like, oh, it's hot. It's like, yeah, but it's like 85, 90% humidity. It's like living in an armpit.
Tornadoes like to follow water. Okay.
I did not know that. Makes
Yeah,
sense,
hot air, cold air, rain, all that stuff, and I think they develop because of the precipitation.
Makes sense. Same with hurricanes too. Yeah.
Yeah, I built a big gazebo out in the back of my house and my property behind the house, and thank God the wind has never taken it down. But I usually build things pretty well. Shingles never came off, but winds never damaged it. And the lot behind my property is open and behind my block wall, and the wind really whips through there into my development. I've never had any issues with it, thank God.
Worst damage we've had here at my house is it ripped the doors off my garage and pulled the flashing off the front of my house.
Hey, 3D Medic Vince, would you like to drop in and hang out, Vince? We've only got 2 people on screen, and we'd love to have you if you'd like to come in. Hope you're having a great weekend. Anybody like to drop in or have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're live right now on YouTube and Twitch. We've got 9 people on Twitch and 15 people on YouTube currently watching. And if you came in late, I'll show you some droid pictures. If you guys didn't check out my video, this morning I showed all these pictures on my socials because not everybody likes watching videos for some reason. So I shared the pics. Here's a picture of Buddy the pit droid sitting on the toilet. I should have made his eye red and right there, and I didn't. I thought about it after the fact. It should have been red like he's mad that I'm taking a picture of him. Here's Buddy in the chair in the living room. And here he's sitting on my computer playing with an Xbox controller. And here he is in the living room. Let's see. And let's see. He's looking out the front door there. Dogs are looking out front. And here he is on the couch, and the dog there, black one, Nikita, she's getting ready to bark at my wife. We're in that picture. So, but yeah, Buddy was a lot of fun to build. I printed him on my X1 Carbon, my Bamboo X1 Carbon, and then his dome was done on the iFast printer. He's printed in Ziltech Gray PLA. I bought the files from Droid Division on Etsy. They have tons of really cool droids you can print. And the light kit and all the nuts and bolts came from another company on Etsy, which I linked below my video. And they were $49 with the light kit. And for that price, free shipping out of California, I thought it was a great deal. Because if you have to go out and source all your things, you might have to buy this kit in bulk. You can't buy 1 or 2. So to have everything pre-made with a paper telling me where they go, including the metal rods for the antennas. I 3D printed them, but the light kit had 2 that were metal. Perfect. So anyway, it's a lot of fun.
Pete was asking how long did it take to build them?
Well, I don't know, a little over a week probably, because I had a lot of parts to do. And then every time I had a fail, then I had to restart the part. And then it failed again, I had to restart the part. I'll say a little over a week probably.
And I noticed for the first time this time in the series of photos, your bird of prey is just sitting in the corner.
Yeah, I haven't hung it because I painted part of it green, and I never put no paint on it. I should just hang it up and forget about it, because a lot of times I start painting something I don't finish, and sitting in there would be better to hang it up somewhere. Some hooks, I got some piano type wire for picture frames that I wrap around different parts of it, like these other models. So I got a Romulan Warbird up here, and I got a Star Trek Enterprise. They're not both 100% painted, but they're kind of painted. They resemble what they're supposed to look at. I just didn't detail them. And the bird of prey, I need to hang the wings, move up and down on it.
It looks like one of the I forget what Star Trek calls it. Not lasers. Phasers. It looks like one of the phaser things is broken off on one side now. I could be wrong.
Oh, it's behind the curtain.
Oh, okay. Good.
Here, I'll grab it and show it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me worried there. My dog got a dog bed right in front of it. Yeah, I got this off of Gambody, and I forget how much I sized it up. But I was trying to guesstimate from the different models how big to make it, but you can't always do that because some things might get too big or too small.
Now, is that FDM or resin that you printed in?
It's all FDM.
Okay.
It's very heavy. Let me see if I can get this chair out of here. Let's see how the wings will move up and down on it.
That's super cool.
Put it in whatever position. See, I got a lot of green paint on it. I was trying to look at different pictures like Google, trying to get the color roughly right. And I wanted to do a little more painting just to get it close, and then I was going to hang it. But yeah, really cool. Very big.
Where'd you get that file from, if you don't mind me asking?
Gambody.
Gambody?
Yeah, Gambody. They're over in the UK. They got zillions of files, models of anything and everything. But that's where all three of these came from.
I may check that out, because that would be something I might hang in my office that my wife wouldn't get offended by.
Well, you know what? Because of you, I've got it sitting on the table, so now I need to work on it and get it hung up. Since I got it off the floor. And the table don't have anything on it. But my latest print that I did last week, and then somebody complained, actually my wife and a couple other people said, okay, now get it painted. This is from Sanix. I'm going to call it Warhammer, but he changed the name so they don't get in trouble with the company that makes Warhammer. He calls it War Machine. But if you Google War Machine, you're going to see Iron Man. But it's all resin printed. Everything has been hollowed other than his hand with the axe and one arm. I accidentally printed one arm solid. I forgot to hollow it. And he was a little bit shinier on all his bits that looked silver. I used let me go grab it. I'll just tell you what he used.
You said it was a graphite paint, right?
Yeah, graphite. This stuff right here.
Mm-hmm.
Graphite powder that I used. And you basically dry brush it and rub it in, and then it comes out real shiny like metal. And then you could buff it. Camera will focus again. There we go. But then I took a clear matte finish and I sprayed it from a distance. And when I did that, I dulled a lot of it. It actually made it look worse when I hit it with the... And pictures don't do it justice. It looks different in person on any camera or any picture. The camera don't catch all the lighting. When I took pictures in front of the resin printer, I had too much light in the room and it washed out the colors. So I set it on my shelf behind me with no lights on. Then I took a picture of my cell phone. It came out better. And then one of these tapestries on the front and back, I had two different ones broke off. I bumped them and they broke real easy. Right up here on the top, they snapped real easy. That's very cool.
That's super cool. That's well beyond anything I've ever printed in terms of detail.
Yeah, I think the file on Sanix's website, I think it's like $15, $16. I'm on his Patreon, but the file is reasonable. And then just have resin, hollow everything out 2 or 3 millimeters thick, put in drain holes, clean it really good, and there you go. Yeah.
Makes sense.
And you don't need a giant resin printer. Everything is printed in parts, and then you glue it all together. And no seams show anywhere. It came out perfect. And everything is fan art, so nothing looks exactly like anything is from a game or a movie, though it's all dissimilar but different.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Polly wants to craft her. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Thank you. Yeah, I've been resin printing and 3D printing for like 7 years, and I've got like 4 or 5 boxes now in a spare room in front of my treadmill of prints that I didn't have room for in here that I keep moving out of the room. And then my shelf behind me, you can see it's lit up back there. I recently took all that stuff that was up there, put it in a box. Yeah, it's down here on the floor, actually, all that stuff. And I put more stuff up there. So, and I used to print like mad constantly. And then I ran out of money and I ran out of things to print and I ran out of room. So now I try to be more selective. Hit Skyfire, hello, hello. Was I holding it upside down?
I think you were actually. The phaser's supposed to be on the bottom, and I think when you were holding it, the phasers were facing up. That's upside down.
Now the wings are going to flop down on it. Yeah, right.
There you go. Gosh, it's beautiful, Jerry.
Like I said, I primed it gray. I threw some paint on it. I was trying to get the color right, and then I quit working on it. But like those fins on top, I just seen on Picard yesterday, it showed one of these dry dock in space, and I was checking out the colors on it. So I might go back and watch that episode of Picard. I think they painted them all gold. And if you know what I'm talking about, in Picard yesterday, it was really cool. They showed a bunch of different starships that are like, and it's like a museum in space. Basically, they're kind of sitting there in this light ring to hold them in place. And they had this sitting there also. I'm not sure how much it weighs, but it's heavy to hold it. I'd get tired after 5 minutes. I'd have to set it down. A lot of filming.
Yeah.
Occasionally, when I sell things, I bring people in, depending on how they look when I meet them. I'll bring them in the house, let them see my hobby room, and every single person, their eyes get about this big. And they look around and go, oh my God, you know. It's like Santa's workshop.
Collector's territory. Yeah.
And most of my stuff isn't painted. I am a painter. I don't paint as good as most people, but I paint okay, in my opinion. Some things I can't paint, and there's like skin tone in eyes. I have a lot of trouble with eyes, a lot of trouble with skin tone. Why? Because I don't practice. If practice makes perfect. Anybody does anything, if you keep doing it and trying, you'll figure it out. So.
I love lower decks. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm looking at actually the Bird of Prey file right now, and it's a lot of parts. You've spent a lot of time printing that. Wow.
I don't know if I shared one of my pictures on the Bird of Prey, but if you go to the USS Enterprise, I've got a picture of me holding it up from a couple of years ago where it's not glued together. It's on gam body. If we look at people's makes.
I'll take a look, yeah. But I'm very tempted now to start printing a Bird of Prey about that size to hang up.
Yeah, I've always said that too. I'll just paint it. I don't need a multicolor printer until I got the Bamboo Labs. And I can show you a couple things I've done with the Bamboo Labs that are multicolor that are really cool. Like this bottle here from Lightspeed. You can put on the bottom unscrews, you can put a beer or something in it and unscrew the top and just drink it. But that's a multicolor print. And I've got some spawns over here, spawn logos. Okay, these Spawns logos are multicolor prints done in the bamboo. And actually, I can't paint it that well because of all the tiny little lines. That is a perfect print done on the Bamboo Labs X1 carbon. That is completely perfect. Because I printed one of these really big for my son a couple of years ago, like a year and a half ago, and I painted it for him, and I couldn't paint it that sharp. And that's perfect. Comes out amazing. So
I have the Wish version of a Bamboo Labs. I have my tool changer I made, like 5 years ago. 5-headed tool changer before E3D popped theirs. And then I have my G-Tech up there. This is probably my best multicolor print I've printed off the G-Tech. You can see the little hearts in the collar, a different color. I've yet to print the eyes, which my wife finds creepy. But
do you have any way to get to the back side of the eyes or no?
Oh yeah, the head comes off.
Oh, good.
Yeah, see?
I've got their idea. Here's what you do. Go on Amazon, buy some fake eyes, and you just glue them in from the back side. That way, hot glue them in, and then you have to print them.
That could work. I think I'm going to print cat eyes for it because it would look.
They probably sell cat eyes.
Yeah. Well, actually, No, I had googly eyes for a while. Then my wife stuck chocolate-covered almonds in the eye sockets and everything else, and then it went back here onto my son's computer, so my wife would stop messing with it. Because I actually like this print, and most of the prints I just give away as soon as I'm done with them. It's a practice, and what can I do?
Hey, Roger Brown, how you doing? What's the name of which Etsy store? My video just glitched again. I have an IDEX I'm selling. I've got a Weedo X40 that I'm selling. I've only done 3 or 4 prints on it, and I don't need it. I don't use it, so I put it on Marketplace locally here in Vegas.
That's actually, Jared, it's one of my new projects, actually, is a belt printer IDEX that I'm going to, when I get the baby belt, the next iteration of Baby Belt Perfect, I think I'm going to start working on that.
All right, Roger Brown, are you talking about where I done the droid from Droid Division on Etsy? Or are you talking about the models that we're talking about off of Gambody? Gambody.
Was he talking about the hardware and bolt and light kit for the droid pit droid? I thought you said you got that on Etsy.
I did. That was from a different company. I've got a link below my video, but I can pull up my video and I can go in the... I can pull that up right here.
All right.
You hit show more, video description.
Models. Okay.
Oh, Gambody.
Yeah.
Gambody.com, I believe.
Yeah. I hadn't looked at it before. It's actually a super cool site.
Yeah, when you buy a model off Gambody, you can download FDM versions, SLA, resin, whatever version you want, or just download all the files to do any version you want. I typically download what I have, which would be resin or FDM. But they have sales and discounts all the time. They got a lot of cool files. Well, I don't know if they have the best. There's too many people out there making great stuff. It all depends what you're looking for. But they do have a lot of cool stuff, yeah. And a lot of people that are designers, let's say Rob Mink was a designer. Let's say he sold models on socials. Well, he also might have a different alias and sell on Gambody, which a lot of people do. They'll have a different name and they sell through Gambody, and then Gambody controls everything. It's like when I printed Paul the Alien, the 4-foot-tall alien. They had the head cut up in parts on Gambody. Well, I wanted to print it in one piece for a video I was working on. So I contacted them. They got a hold of the designer. Then they put another version up where the head was done in one piece. I didn't want to cut up. So I wanted to print it all at once. So. Yeah, printable, Thingiverse, CG Trader is
Cults.
Stuff you buy. Cults, a lot of that stuff you have to buy. There's many sites. There's a lot. Most of this do3d.com, do3d.com. They sell a lot of armor and things like that, and most of that is you have to buy. They do have a free section, but most of the stuff on there you buy. There's a zillion companies out there that sell STL files. Some are real high dollar and some are reasonable. It all depends what you're looking to do. Sanix, I get a lot of stuff from Sanix, sanix3d.com. And my video, I showed his website. Let me pull it up and I'll show it here. Nico Industries, he does models too. Okay, share. Some of the people that are on Etsy, because there's millions of people on Etsy, some people on Etsy pirate files and they resell them, which you're not supposed to do. They steal them, but here's a Sanix here. I'll just slowly scroll through it. I've been printing stuff from Sanix for about the last 7 years since I got into 3D printing. Actually, before I had a 3D printer, I knew about Sanix, and that's why I bought a 3D printer. This is at sanix3d.com. He does have a Patreon, or you can buy models individually. And with any company, any designer, some might look better than others. I mean, you might see a version of something from one company, but another company did it. Like Wicked Models, Wicked on Wicked 3D. They do amazing stuff. Also, a lot of sculpts. It's all fan art, and they resemble different characters that you know from cartoons, movies, comics, things like that. And that show, 1999, I think it's what it's called. They had a moon base when he was a little kid. It's called 1999. And they had those big rovers, those big long-looking spaceship things that went from the Earth to the moon. Like, not rovers. I can't think what those were called. It's got landing gear. It's got a nose on the front. And it's got two big black windows in the front. I can't think what Space 1999. I can't think of what that was called, but there's a guy that used to be on Facebook that sells on CG Trader. He made a replica that was 2 foot long, 4 foot long, 6 foot long, and the landing gear had springs in them. Anyway, really cool. A hoppers. Well, anyway, I had the files for that a long time ago that I printed. I need to reprint it. But what was bad about it, the framework on that ship is like scaffolding. The center section is a cargo hold, which they could lower down with like a cable where all the people went in. And all that framework, those were all individual pieces that I had to print out. And then you got to glue it together like toothpicks. And I didn't like that. I would rather have that section of be in one piece, just print out all at once. Have to print out everything like toothpicks and glue it all together like scaffolding? No. It's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
But there's somebody out there somewhere that's designed anything and everything. And they're selling it here, there, everywhere. Yeah, but he's got a ton of files here. This is the last page here. This here is a lot of his older work on this last page. But yeah, he's always coming out with something new every couple weeks or every month. Sanix has something new out.
S3 Sebastian, the pulleys for the baby belt are no longer purchased pulleys. They're 3D printed. They just pop on the motor, and then they pop on the motor in here, and then this part here is a 608. So it's a 3D printed pulley, and it's a little bigger, so the printer moves a little faster because these motors you can't wing them as fast, and it reduces the cost of the printer, and they work great in my opinion. A lot of people seem to like this upgrade. So the only problem is you can't drive the motors quite as hard because if the motor gets hot, it melts your pulley. So I think that's what you're asking about.
And for my videos, I think my wife said I need to change my intro. When I asked in my recent video, and a couple people said, yeah, you should change your intro. It's getting kind of boring. So I've been looking on a couple different sites trying to find a different intro I can throw my logo in. Have a different intro and different outro. Just to update it.
That's cool. Well, Jerry, I haven't had any dinner. I think I'm going to hop out of here.
Let's see, one question here.
Okay, well, maybe before I do, I can, if people want to see some of the recent changes to the baby belt, I can do that.
All right.
If that's all right with you, Jerry.
Sure, and then I'll do a raid after that.
Sure. So, one of the most recent changes, these are two of the most recent change parts, is a lot of people are having a hard time sourcing the 7-inch bolt that the rollers go on, this here. And used to be on Amazon. I had to end up getting it from McMasterCard. It was a pain in the butt. So the new rollers use 2 8 or 9/16 mil bolts instead of 1, and they go in, and you have a captive nut, and they can be virtually any length. So you don't need 1 bolt anymore. You need 2 shorter ones and 2 nuts, and so that makes it a little easier. And then also now we have in development channel, We have adjustable, I can get this so people can see, adjustable belt tensioners on the X and Y axis. And that was actually, this one is the Y, and it was made by Rocky in the Discord channel. He did an awesome job on this. Well, Sebastian, you can use an 8 mil bolt too. It's 8 mil or 5/16. It's either way. I designed it so that it would take either, both nuts and bolts. Everything else is metric besides just the axle bolt. But like I said, you can use 8 mil. Here in the United States, finding an 8 mil bolt that long is, so. But yeah, that's some of the changes that people might not have seen recently on Baby Belt. So.
All right, I've been streaming for 3 hours, 24 minutes. It's been kind of a slow weekend today. On everybody that's watching on Twitch, I want to thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you for everybody that subscribed, that followed, that donated to the channel. I appreciate it. Liam might be streaming Tuesday night at 4 p.m. Pacific. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. So I'm going to start a raid on Twitch. We're going to raid into Maker Deck. And when that starts, we'll get that going. Then everybody on YouTube, I'll say goodbye. Please go check out my channel, 3DHP on YouTube. Check out my Pit Droid video. Buddy the Pit Droid. Go check out the video. Give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you very much for coming on, Rob. It's great having you back. You're always welcome. And whenever you want to get together and maybe do a little taping or a test and see how it goes, and then, something, we can do that. So
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Jerry. Really appreciate the invites.
you're very welcome. Thank you, everybody. Have an awesome weekend. And until next time, here goes a raid on Twitch. We're raiding now. And let me do a next outro on YouTube. Thanks, everybody. You have an awesome day.